Oh, hello, and welcome to Dente Rigmortis. I'm Review Cultist.
I'm Mikey, the U stands for evil.
And I'm the gamer in yellow.
And we're here to discuss those internet stories, most creepy and most pasta, and be critically silly doing it. And tonight we have the continuation of the Aberration series, N to R. We are covering part 2 with Q to R. But yeah, so the Aberration series, as always, is by Pratt99. You can check it out, as well as all the other entries and all of Pratt's other stories on creepypasta.wiki. So let's dive in with our initial recommendations of part 2. I'm going to partially recommend it.
I'm also going to partially recommend it.
What I'm missing, but I'll recommend it. Although, it sounds like I'm going to be swayed to partial by the end of this.
We'll see. We'll get to it.
Okay.
But with that out of the way, let's dive into the rundown. And again, the story has multiple chapter sections, which I will just title. So we start with Q is for Queen's Orders, where we pick up with Adora captured by the Grub Street Witches and their mafia court. She meets the Supreme Witch Queen in a secretive undercity beneath Nanmore District, and she is press ganged into delivering a poisoned pie directly to Todd Winokur, or else she and Jarvis will face dire consequences.
I'm sorry, what?
What?
Say press gang?
Yeah, press ganged. Like basically, like she's like kind of like she's forced. She's kind of like peer pressured or forced into doing this.
I figured based on the context. However, I've never heard that word before.
Really?
Press ganged. Okay.
It happens a lot, like in pirate movies and stuff like that. Like they mentioned that too. So
I see.
Although there's all the other
word.
Yay!
Not even in the story.
Not even in the story. It's just in my note. Okay, fine. That's awesome. But Adora also learns that her family has some further involvement with all this stuff as well. And eventually Adora is set free and back up into the rainy surface streets with the pie to be delivered to Todd. And she immediately shirks off her assassination responsibilities onto some mysterious red-headed stranger she meets near an oak tree before running home in the rain. Then we get Q is for Quilla's tale. We see Twistle on the phone with Jasper, going back and forth, telling him that she can't make it to his party fully, at least, on account of her sister's stage performance that is occurring the same night. Her little sister has been through a lot, and she really wants to support her with her musical talents. Twistle's mom, I'm thinking might be Quilla, might be named Quilla, based on like the fact that she is the one that tells the tale in this story, in this section.
I assumed the same as.
Okay, good. Yeah. So Twistle's mom, Quilla, overhears everything and forbids her daughter from going to the party, as Jasper's family and Todd's family have a centuries-old blood feud, and the purpose of this party and its summoning magics might actually be a ploy to cast a curse of some kind on Todd's family to wipe them out, and it's a whole big ancient revenge thing. It turns out, in the past, according to Twilla's mom, a distant relative of the Collinsons, a red-haired woman who was working with the Winokur family, was found hanged on an oak tree, and the Collinsons suspected murder covered up as a suicide, and so the family, or rather the woman who died, may have created a certain burlap sack of nightmares as a weaponized curse against the Winokurs. Later that night, Twistle tries to contact her friends Bill and Willie and stop them from going to any parties as a result of all this stuff, but her Fairphone reception is shitty due to the storm outside and not sending through any messages. We then get R is for Revenant and Regrets. Twistle either in the present or future. Actual thoughts on this later. Goes downstairs late at night to get a tea because she's not feeling very well, and hears whispering spirits from the former residents of her ancient house. They try to communicate something to her, perhaps some kind of a warning. She finds a mysterious Ingvi family photograph in her fireplace, and that's the end of that section. On to R is for Regrets. At Adora's family house in Swanwick Woods, she has found herself home and bedridden, with her family taking care of her. It seems, since handing off the pie and going home, she caught a nasty fever, and it's here she starts seeing and communicating with a force ghost of Jarvis, who... Tell me I'm wrong.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Who no one else seems to think is a real person anymore. Like, he's been like plucked from reality, and like the world's gaslighting her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and this is all possibly as a result of the witch mafia and their magics and such. He tells her that Todd needs to be stopped and that the pie was delivered, but Todd and his family are apparently immune to poisons, which throws a monkey wrench into the plans if everybody wants to kill him.
A little bit.
If he's not stopped, something cataclysmic is going to happen at his party. Then, a few days later, Todd comes over and tries to see Adora, ominously aware of the whole pie thing. But her family blocks him from getting too close to Adora, and he leaves, but not before handing off a bouquet of flowers for Adora, like kind of to get well. Except the flowers seem to be some kind of a trap. Adora overhears her family talking about trying to stop Todd, possibly recruiting Elia the dragon to their side. Finn. So yeah, that's the Aberration series, N to R, specifically Q to R. So I suppose we'll move on to Everyone Tolerates the Grammar Inquisitions at this point, and we'll see if I have another disclaimer I have to add in that's saying, hey, you want to just time skip, go to this time? Because I've got a lot here. Hi there, dear listener. It's me, Future Cultist here again. So yeah, the Grammar Inquisition goes very long. So if you'd like to skip it, you can go to 1 hour and 14 minutes if you don't want to tolerate the Grammar Inquisition. Enjoy. Starting with Q is for Queen's Orders. This might be nitpicky, but fuck it. The rain had picked up, turning the cobblestones street into a river of shimmering black. So I feel like it should be turning the cobblestone streets into a river of black, or shimmering black. I'd also just accept that cobblestone not have an S at the end, because cobblestone street is a descriptor, so like cobblestones street is kind of a weird one to me.
Yeah, unless it's trying to say turning the cobblestones of the street into a river.
Yeah, or another one, cobblestones street is the name of the street.
Oh God. Please no.
But I think like simple fix is just remove the S.
Yeah.
But I'll continue on to the next thing. Her eyes gleaming with fathomless hungry. I think you want hunger.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, I did go through my entire section of like my notes for Grammar Inquisition and like cross-referenced with the story, just because like sometimes because again we had that issue last time where like some of the Grammar Inquisition stuff I had already been fixed.
Yeah.
Because I grabbed the story like a while back, and like in that time she had fixed things, and I have actually had to remove like at least 2 or 3 things from my notes because of that.
Oh wow.
So, but back to this. So the next thing I have here is the high vaulted walls lined with ancient interwoven carring that twisted and writhed as if alive. So I think it should be carvings, not carring, like with ancient interwoven carvings.
Yep.
And then the next thing, their voices, though muffled by the heavy increase and the witches chanting, carried a melodic quality. So I feel like it should be by the heavy increase of the witches chanting. Yeah. And the next one I have, that the Supreme Queen, I know this is dialogue, but fuck it again. I'm throwing it in because I'm throwing shade at some of the dialogue. that the Supreme Queen should be doing whatever with best protects her people. So I feel like you should just remove with, so that it's like that the Supreme Queen should be doing whatever's, or actually should probably be that the Supreme Queen should be doing whatever best protects her people. Because that with is just not necessary.
Granted, though, as you said,
it
A,
is
it's dialogue, and B, it's Adora when she's like kind of trying to not freak out.
Yeah, yeah.
But
there is a later one where we get like a bunch of like dialogue from like I think her grandmother, and like even her mom in like the last R section, and I'm fine with it because it kind of sounds more like an accent than anything. So
okay.
But
either way, if that's meant to be like a slip of the tongue, like ellipses after it would kind of make it feel better because like they're like, oh, whoops, I meant this.
Yeah, exactly. But moving on to the next thing, the Supreme Queen's leaned back in her throne. So I feel like it should probably be the Supreme Queen. Just get rid of that S because there's not.
I don't know that there's multiple.
I mean, you're right, but also you're wrong. But I'll move on to the next thing I have. But then she saw her, a girl with way hair as red as poppy against the gray of the night. So I think it should be a girl with wavy hair as red as a poppy against the gray of the gray of the night.
Yeah.
And then my last thing for cues for Queen's orders is the girl looked up. The girl looked up from her spot under the ancient oak. Again, simple mistake. The girl looked up from her spot under the ancient oak. And then I move on to Q is for Quilla's tale. Twistle was engaged in a phone conversation with Jasper Cullis on. Again, with the name Cullis on, I guess that's just how his last name is, kind of like how Merlet City is. But then a little bit later down, we get, sure, the Cullinsons were entertaining in their own peculiar way. Is it Cullis on or Cullisin? Pick a lane.
Yeah. But I'm sure it's meant to be Cullison.
Especially since Cullison is like moving forward, Cullison is the way it's said, so
yeah.
I think every other time it's just been a typo. So, but again, when we're dealing with like fey creatures and like things that are from like Celtic and Gaelic mythology and such, like those languages have these kind of words where like there's just spaces. So like it's hard to tell.
Yeah, it's like what you said before with the Merlet like debacle I had last time.
Yeah. And I mean, so far, Merlet or Mer space let has not ever been mentioned as Merlet, like one word. So
correct.
Yeah. But I'll move on to the next thing. Besides, the last thing she needed was to zapped by one of Jasper's half-baked spells. So again, this one's just quick fix. The last thing she needed was to be zapped. Or to get either to be zapped by one of Jasper's half-baked spells, or to get
or not
zapped.
To be zapped.
Yeah. Well, the last thing
that is the question.
Was to get.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, well, she's like, yeah. Well, no, but like when you say like the last thing I need is to actually have something happen, that's usually like the I don't want this to happen sort of thing.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But yeah, either to be or to get. Moving on to the next thing. They turned to other means. Think you want, so they turned on to other means, or they turned to other means. Even though that's a so at the front of a sentence, but fuck you, Mikey, in particular. I'm just coming out the gate, just like swinging.
Yeah, you're swinging for sure.
Moving on to the next one. Her budding magic had always been a butt. Unpredictable, and the resulting firefight had left much of the family's art studio and library in ashes. As funny as it would be, like, it had always been a butt. Even though that's not the butt with two T's, it's the butt with one T. But also, I think it should be had always been a bit ... unpredictable, and the resulting. The next one. This is a war that had claimed countless lives and destroyed families. So, tense talk, possibly? I feel like it should be, this is a war that has claimed countless lives and destroyed families.
Is the war still ongoing? I guess it is. Yes.
Yeah,
It's the between the Cullisons and the other ones.
the Winnikers.
Brain work. Yeah, those.
And then the next one. Promise me you'll won't go to that party. I know it's dialogue, but I think it should be promise me you won't go to that party.
Mm.
And then the next one. Everyone's stays together safe and come straight home after the concert. So I feel like it should actually be everyone stays together, or everyone stays together safe and comes straight home after the concert.
Yeah, because with that apostrophe S, it's saying everyone stays together.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next one, I'm really worried he's going to try to call up something up at the Halloween party he's got planned. So I think for this one, remove one of the uses of up. So like, he's going to try to call up something at his Halloween party, or he's going to try to call something up at the Halloween party.
Oh yeah,
like it's both in the story.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next one, again, this is dialogue, but we all know my feelings right now about that. I really wish your mother just dispense with digging up the sordid past. So I feel like it should either be I really wish your mother just dispensed with the digging up the sordid past. Though I could also make the case for it saying, I really wish your mother just stopped dispensing with digging up the sordid past, since to dispense is to distribute, deal out, or administer something in portions, such as advice and the like.
Yeah.
So it's like, I really wish your mom would just dispense with the, like, I think
it's the wrong word. Honestly, you're right.
Yeah, well, so like, yeah, it's well, I think it kind of comes from like, the other time I've heard this story of this use of this word is you may dispense with the pleasantries. And I always thought that was like, you may forgo the pleasantries. But then when I looked up dispense, that's not how that word is. Even though like that's from Star Wars. Like that's Darth Vader saying that to like one of his underlings when he arrives somewhere. It's like, you may dispense with the pleasantries. I'm here to put you back on schedule. It's like,
you must tell me these awesome things that I want to hear.
Yeah, it's like in that sentence, like in that dialogue there, it's like you made like let's forego the formalities. Like I'm here to get things done. So yeah, I think it actually might be wrong at Star Wars, but
I don't know, man.
I know it's hard, man. Like
I'm looking up other like things that are similar, and it's just like, I don't know, man.
But yeah, so I could either go with like you may just but regardless, like the version that's in the story should be probably past tense. Like it's like, I really wish your mother just dispensed with digging up the sordid past. But again, I could also take like stop dispensing, or stopped dispensing. So yeah, that one might just
hang on.
Well, we found
Based on AI overview.
Oh yeah, our overlord, the overlord. Yes.
To dispense with is a phrasical verb meaning to get rid of, do without, or stop using something or someone that is no longer necessary.
Okay, so yeah, it is. Yeah, so it is like so that. Okay.
So dispense means to give and also not give. I hate the English
it means
language.
To give. It means to give and to take. Nice.
I hate this.
Yeah, welcome to the English language. Moving on to the next one I have. Mr. Tulagok sighed again, rubbing the wiry stubble on his chin. Well, it's understandable. She nearly lost you and Kiki to Fire Witch possession. So, and it keeps going from there as Mr. Tulagok keeps talking to his daughter, and that's the issue. There's no starting quotation for the dialogue.
Oh shoot!
like Mr. It's like Mr. Tulagok sighed again, rubbing the wiry stubble on his chin, and that's where we should then get a starting quotation because it's then going into dialogue. And then
right, there's an end quote though, but not a start quote.
Yeah.
Oops.
And then the second to last for Q is You talk to Bill and Willie tomorrow at school, all right? So the obvious issue here is it should be you can talk to Bill and Willie, not you talk.
I mean, for all we know, at school they're always on their phones speaking to each other, so it's called.
Yeah, but
but yeah, I know. Yeah.
Moving on to the next one, the last one for Q. Twistle knew she probably won't be getting and more sleep tonight. So I feel like it should be Twistle knew she probably wouldn't be getting any more sleep tonight.
Oh, does it say would as well?
It said won't.
Oh.
Like she probably won't be getting and more sleep tonight was the actual, like the one in the story.
Oh,
But
just change
So then-
and to any.
Yeah, then it would be won't be getting any more sleep. Yeah, you're right.
oh yeah, I guess you probably won't be getting any. Yeah, okay. I could take that or leave it. Like honestly, like for me, it would either be won't or wouldn't. So
Mm.
but yeah, it's the more important one is the and versus any. So
Mhm.
Yes.
but that's all I have for the Q sections. So Mikey, these stands for evil.
All right. So in the Queen's orders, we have the Supreme Queens didn't waver, and Odora felt like she was being dissected under a microscope. So this is a thing where Queens is apostrophe S, and it's like, well, her what didn't waver? So, but previously, the Supreme Queen's gaze is mentioned.
Yeah.
So if they just said the Supreme Queen's gaze didn't waver, or get rid of the apostrophe S and just say the Supreme Queen didn't waver,
Yep.
would fix that. All right. And then the next one here is in Aquila's tale. Her eyes, the warm brown of polished wood, drifted to the flickering LDL lights that decorated the round windows. So, my issue is that I hate acronyms. And I'm left to question, are these loading dock lights that are flickering? Or are they potentially low-density lipoprotein lights that are flickering?
I'll like because I just kind of hand waved this as like oh LDL lights. Those must be those like lights, those strings of lights that people put in their bedrooms and such. I didn't even think that it was like wrong.
It's
Or that,
probably
like,
just
yeah.
it's their version of LED.
Yeah, but
It's a different word for the same thing.
but
Like dispense and dispense.
yeah,
That's
exactly.
the same word for different things, but this is the opposite.
Yeah,
But either way, yes, I agree. It's weird to read it and not really understand. You have to just kind of pick up on context clues.
So the next one I have here is, yeah, I know where this is going, she thought, the weight of history pressing down on her. So I know it's a thought, but it should probably be where this is going.
yeah.
Otherwise, she thinks in caveman.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no, again, for proper like prose, like spelling, like for proper story prose, it should be the way you corrected it.
You don't say it like that. Emma Pratt has written a lot of stories. She is
No,
basically...
and you know what? I'm going to put it right here. I feel like the Aberration, like reading the Aberration series, and then like after like reading a bunch of her earlier stuff, like this is not a jab. This is not like me being negative at all. Like reading this story, compared to reading some of the early stuff like that we've read in the past, I can see the growth as a writer in this story. But yeah, sorry.
I'm just making a prose versus prose joke.
I know. It's
Then
been on
you
my
had
mind.
to be like, oh, I got to be nice now.
No, it's literally been on my mind this entire time since we've been reading the Aberration series, because like I've just been flabbergasted at like how much the writing's improved.
Well, I'm glad I gave you an in to say it.
Yeah.
All right. So my next one here. Surely they wouldn't do something so dangerous and idiotic that would earn them a visit from the Men in Black, as well as the reunited Kingdom Constabulary and Arcane Governance. So this is another I hate acronyms because MIB is what's in the story.
Yeah, but it's like MIB is very common, like Men in Black. But okay,
Everyone has seen that movie.
I mean, not everyone has seen it, but like it is definitely like in the pop culture zeitgeist.
Next thing you know, like Odara's gonna walk to an ATM, and then Mike is gonna be like, "Oh,
like,
I hate
it
that."
could be automatic time machine.
It could be.
I mean, honestly, that would not be the weirdest thing in the story. Much like Men in Black are a thing in the setting. All right, you know what? That honestly, they're the lowest. They seem like the street level aspect of what's been going on with like arcane governance and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Sorry to put you on blast, Mikey, but goddamn.
Yeah. You're being super critically silly right now.
All right. And the next one is I learned a word.
Ooh.
So, despite her father's reassurances, she couldn't shake the images of Fiametta's wan, despairing face from her mind.
Mm-hmm.
So the word is wan.
Oh.
W-A-N.
Mm-hmm.
Which an adjective describing a person pale, sickly, tired, or weak.
Yeah, I think usually it's Wayne, or like it's pronounced Wayne, I think.
I'm gonna
Like
hit the
it's
button.
There's no
Find it.
E.
Well, I know, but like you like waning sort of thing.
If you click on the button for AI overview, the AI machine says "Juan."
Ah, yes. Okay, fine. Yes, let's just continue obeying the AI overlord of Google.
Of course. Why wouldn't we? They are our supreme rulers that will take care of us, I'm sure.
All right, and that's all I have for the Q section.
Okay. Gamer.
I still have some left, shockingly. And honestly, a lot of the ones that you guys found, I didn't even notice. So, I don't know, man. Our brains are wired different.
Yeah.
Okay, so this first one. He's a sneaky gentry with a silver forked tongue and a penchant for using other. Like some of your halal you've been hearing about, blah, blah, blah. So, it should be penchant for using others, not for using other.
Yeah.
Then we get into the paragraph that starts with after following a long, sinuous path, and it's, pardon my French, but fucking massive. It is a
Oh my
very
God.
big paragraph.
It is.
I feel like it could be split into three. Like one paragraph that describes the chamber that they're in, and then the next paragraph describing the witches at the table, and then the last one describing the spectral beings that are around the room, because each of those descriptors is more than big enough for its own paragraph comparing to the other paragraphs that follow and precede this.
Yeah. True.
Because it is a bit of a mouthful as it is.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, it is all kind of describing the same area, but there's still shifts in perspective.
Mm-hmm.
And then this one. Your friend, the elf, he is quite safe for now, but his fate is in your hands, your Puka Pup. So I'm thinking this should be you, Puka Pup?
Yeah.
Since the queen is speaking to Adora, who is a Puka.
Yep.
Unless she's talking about, like, her offspring will be the one that seals the fate of him in the future. I don't know. Probably not.
I'm pretty sure it's...
Yeah.
Also, I actually just found another one. Like another typo while like following along.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is before or after what you just said, but I just saw like a note here. It's like, Your Highness, we have a delivery from Silas Geert's kin. And I think Adora's last name is supposed to be Gellert. Correct?
It is Geert. Geert.
Yeah. No, except there. Hang on. Let me take a look, because then
Geert.
A grandfather can have a different last name, you know.
Okay, that's true, but like every other version of Adora's last name is Gellert. the two other times it's mentioned in the story, according to the find option.
You're right. I wrote
Yeah.
down Geert the first time because Silos was mentioned first, and then I just copy and pasted that when other characters showed up. So yeah, that might be a typo.
Yeah, that might be a typo, or like Mikey said, like grandparents and ancestors can have slight alterations to their name, to their last names. Yeah. But I think for like, again, a writing thing, a story that people are reading, I think for clarity, it should probably all be Gellert.
Yes.
But I digress. Continue.
Yep. Also, this isn't really related to this, kind of, but I mentioned this in the chat when I was reading. Like, for those at home who are reading on creepypasta.fandom.com, buttons on the left are like super handy. The contents button brings up the table of contents that you can just click to whenever you want, and I only just found that out.
Yeah, and then I also was not aware of this. So yeah, on the wiki on the wiki pages, yeah, it's right there. It follows you as you go down too. So
it is so handy.
And I'm so ashamed that I didn't know that was the thing.
Yeah, and the top one makes it like fill the whole page, because like for ages I'm like, why are they making this so thin? There's all this real estate in the sides, and there's a button that just spreads it out.
Oh my god, you're right.
Rip, but it's fine.
Yep.
And also, something I should have mentioned before I started going into these is I have a note before the first one. Not really. It's basically just the table of contents is actually really good this time. It's nice and clean, and I actually really appreciate it.
Yeah,
the one part that's kind of weird is R is for Revenant and Regrets, and then R is for Regrets. So shouldn't it just be like R is for Revenant and then R is for Regrets?
Yeah, especially since like Revenant in this situation would probably just be the spirits that are the whispering spirits that she's hearing in that story. And then Regrets is way more fitting for like what happens to Adora. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that whole section is those two sections, so I get it. But yeah, either way, moving on from there to actual grammar things. Quilla's Tale. This is actually at the very start of it. At the immaculate two-story gourd-framed house of the Tulagog, blah, 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 blah. So firstly, maybe I'm misremembering, but wasn't Tulagog the first name of the shapeshifter Tricker Girl who was nicknamed Twistle in the previous story? That's what I thought it was originally. Was that not the case?
So I think this is a case of like the family name is Tulagok, and so that's why when it's referenced, the Tulagok girl, like it would be like saying like the last name, the person's last name girl, or what have you.
Okay, but in that previous story, Kiki and Twistle were going around, and like when it was referring to Tulagok, it was referring specifically to Twistle, but not Kiki, as I recall.
Yeah, it's been a hot minute since we covered the visitor from Curtisville.
But so what I'm saying is like this might have been a retcon where they're like, let's make that their last name.
Yeah, true.
But also, this sentence feels off because if this is meant to be what it is, it's saying like this is the house where the family with the name of Tulagog lives. It should be like the house of Tulagog, not the house of the Tulagog. Yeah, that makes it sound like putting the there makes it sound like there's some creature in the house that's called the Tulagog.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I agree. It should be the framed house of Tulagok, or of the Tulagoks.
Yeah.
Plural, like, because it's like, again, like with a family name, like you usually add like a plural to it when it's like, it's the beavers, like or like whatever, like you know what I mean.
Yeah. Anthropomorphic beavers that live next door.
I meant I was like I was like trying to like grasp it like a surname from like a show or something, and I leave it to Beaver. It's like, Beaver, like even though it's the Cleavers, I think.
Oh yeah, you're right. It actually is because it's Beaver Cleaver is his name.
Yeah. Not to reference something incredibly old.
Yeah,
and like most people who read creepypastas probably don't know about.
You don't know that. That's probably true. Yeah. Anyways, next one.
Yeah,
this is during the text exchange. Just follow the scream and the bright green, red, and red fireworks. I'm assuming this is meant to be should follow the screams, not the scream, unless they're just planning to have a single scream happen.
Yeah,
Or they're following the for entry known as Scream.
Yeah, probably not. But it should be Screams.
Yep.
And then this one, Jasper's not some gentry boy mom. He's in the same 7th grade class as I am, and it's not just some random part. It's a cultural exchange. I think it should be random party, not part.
Yeah. Yep. I totally missed that. I can't believe it.
Yeah, like, again, all the ones you're reading through, I was like, how did I miss this? How did I miss it? How did I miss that? And then same thing here.
Yep.
And then this one, I'm putting this in grammar because I feel like there's missing lines before it that to make it more relevant. But the line is, I don't like the idea of you messing around with arcane summoning magic that you don't understand. And what's this nonsense about a sack of nightmares? Because there was no reference to a sack of nightmares before this that she was overhearing. Because,
Yeah.
like, as far as I've read to that point, and even after, Jasper wasn't talking about a sack of nightmares on that phone call at all. So where's it coming from?
Yes.
Based on later context, this was mentioned like through a phone call, but like not what we had to read. Maybe like it was maybe this was said before the part that where she's like, "I'm sorry, Jasper, I can't do it." So like maybe the sack of nightmares was mentioned before, and she was eavesdropping the whole time. But I don't know.
Yeah, that's I have this in my actual thoughts because I was like it's yeah, exactly. It's, okay, did Jasper actually talk about the sack of nightmares in that conversation that was brought up in the story? Like I was like, again, is the story gaslighting me? Like I don't remember him talking about that in the story, in the conversation that we get to see in the story.
Yeah.
But again, like it did sound like Mrs. Tulagak had been listening the whole time, and so like maybe the bag of nightmares was brought up earlier. So
Well,
and then
it
is then the sorry.
In her, this is the nightmare stuff, right? Like, so she's been in a fever days.
No,
so
she is.
that's later.
She's on a phone call with Jasper.
Yeah, that's not. Yeah, this isn't Adora. This is Twistle. So,
Ah.
And having a conversation with her mom. So, yeah, I think that maybe they were talking about the sack of nightmares prior, and we just didn't get that for some. And they decided to bring that up decided to bring it up into the story, and without context, like it just kind of comes out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Though Jasper is also talking about like the summoning thing. So like, yeah, it almost sounds like, it almost feels like maybe something that was added in the story, like in like an early draft, and then got cut out for some reason, like maybe for brevity or something.
Mm-hmm.
But it does seem like something that should be like added into the story so that we have that context when the mom brings it up, because then like it seems like people around the school and around town have been talking about this sack of nightmares. So yeah, so I agree. Like it is just kind of come out of nowhere. It seems the mention of the bag of nightmares.
Yeah. Another way that it could be fixed is like she could be saying like, "Don't be messing around with the summoning magic." Also, by the way, what's the deal with the sack of nightmares I heard you talking about earlier?
Like what I keep hearing about it around town, like and you brought it up a couple of times, and like
yeah, because just the way it is, it sounds like it's directly in relation to the conversation that they had prior, which
exactly
is not, as far as we can tell.
Yeah.
And then my next one. Besides, Bill and Willie will be there, and they know all about that spooky arcane stuff. They'll keep me safe. I promised. So I feel like this should be like, they'll keep me safe, I promise, as in giving her mother a way to know that she'll be protected. Or this is meant as intended, saying that Twistle made a promise to go, so she has to go. I feel like it's the former option, though, because making a promise to Jasper has nothing to do with like Bill and Will.
Exactly. Yeah, I think it should like, I promise, like I'll like they'll keep me safe. I promise. Like that makes more sense than having it like suddenly be like I promised. Also, otherwise it should have been like also I promised them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then another one here that justifies what I said earlier about Tulagok. A small detail, perhaps, but one that makes all the difference when you're on the receiving end of Whitaker's justice. Tulagog nodded, her own thoughts swirling like smoke. Yeah, I know where this is going. Blah 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 blah. So that's a reference right there, where it's using simply the last name to reference specifically Twistle, even though everyone in the room has the last name of Tulagog.
That's weird. Yeah. Yeah.
So I think that her name was retconned, like earlier it was Tulagaga's the first name, and like
Well, yeah,
it's still
and
bleeding in a little bit through the different multiverses converging here.
multiverses, drafts of the story.
Yeah.
I mean, that's actually a really cool meta commentary of like the multiverse is just different drafts of a story.
Yeah, for sure.
Wow, like whoa. Like big brain, galaxy brain idea.
Yep.
But also the fact that her name is also referenced several times in like other stories and this story, or in I think in the previous Aberration story, as the whistle, like THWISTL, and we kind of just assumed that was just like her little sister can't say her name properly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Either way, moving on.
Yep.
So the quote is, "They're held on to it for generation, feeding it with their own anger and resentment." I feel like it should be, "They held onto it for generations."
Yeah.
Unless it's meant to be just a single generation that they held onto it for, but I highly doubt it.
No, especially since it said like this has been going on for like centuries, like and down the generations kind of thing. So yeah.
And that's actually my last one for that section.
Okay. Then we'll move on to the R section. R.
The pirate.
Talk like a pirate the entire time. No, I'm not going to.
Damn.
R is for revenant and regrets. So I'm going to start with this one here. The whispers grew faint wee, as if retreating from the light and warmth she brought with her. So I feel like it should be the whispers grew fainter. That's it. Like not faint wee.
Oh, my correction was just the whispers grew faint, as if
that would also work. Yeah,
as if retreating.
Though I would allow that, or I would accept that. Except I think. No. I think the whispers had grew faint again, like previously before this version of it.
Well, they went quiet and then they became faint.
Okay, that's right. Yeah. So,
but yeah, fainter wouldn't be a worse option.
Mm-hmm. And then the next one I have here has a couple of things. Shoving her phone into her arms, shoving her phone into her robe's pocket. She began blowing warm breath into her hands as she wondered if she get a fire going. Then she froze and slowly she lowered her bald hands. So, first thing, the sentence of shoving the phone into her arms, I don't think is necessary at all. Also, kind of just makes it confused. Like she shoved it into her arm, like into her arm, but then she's like immediately goes into like shoving her phone into her robe's pocket. I feel like it's like that should just be the starting sentence.
I mean, yes, but the way I saw it is like, okay, hold your phone. Everyone at home, hold your phones.
I'm done.
And then, okay, you're cold. Okay, put the phone like in your armpit, then rub your arms. Yeah. And then, it might fall. I'm gonna take it and put it in my pocket.
Yeah, but then, but I think just to like get rid of like the confusion of
double shove.
The double shove. Yeah, just make it one shove.
The way that I suggested is either do what you said, remove the shoving the phone in the arms, because even with it's in your hand, you can still rub your arms. Or the second option would be like connecting the shoving the phone in the arms into the previous sentence, because it is directly related to that, and then changing the second shove to like sliding it in the phone into her pocket or dropping it into her pocket or something like that.
Yeah. Also, we have she began blowing warm breath into her hands as she wondered if she hang on.
The problem is,
I think in my grammar inquisition like correction is wrong as well.
Okay.
So,
you want me to just tell you what I think it should be?
Go for it. Yeah.
So it's what it is she began blowing warm breath into her hands as she wondered if she get a fire going. So it should be if she should get a fire going.
Yes, that's what's missing is also the next sentence, which is then she froze and slowly she lowered her bald hands. So I feel like it should be actually there's 2 for this one. Then she froze and slowly she lowered her bold hands, because like her hands are bold like to like seek warmth, right? Like there wouldn't be bald necessarily.
That's what it means. Like they're in fists.
I guess. Yeah, but they could also they could either be like balled up like in a fist, or they could be like she has them like cupped like in like a bold kind of.
Oh, bold.
Yeah,
is what you were
bold.
saying.
Yeah, BOWLED. But yeah, the ball, although balled up hands, maybe even, but
Yeah, putting balled up might make it sound better too.
yeah, but yeah, the more important one I caught was actually like lowered versus she lower her hand.
Yeah.
So yeah, yeah. So that one just like there's a bit of tweaking for that entire section. But,
Yeah, that sentence was a trip. There was a lot.
It was. I think originally it was like one quote. I read through it, did my notes for that one, and then I was like, oh, it's this next one. Fuck it, the whole paragraph. But moving on, I have R is for regrets section. So it says, so this might be a nitpick, but it says Swanwick Woods, comma, near Orth River. And I really feel like maybe do we need the repeat of Swanwick Woods in here? Like it could just easily be like just the Swanwick Woods, comma, near Orth River.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
Yeah,
I
like
don't know why
it's
they
not
doubled up.
like it could be just like it could be like New York, where there's like a New York City and a New York State.
Maybe, but probably not.
Yeah,
It might just be a typo. I don't know. It's hard to say.
or I think it's just, I'm not entirely sure on that one. But again, it's just a nitpick. I'm not willing to die on this hill necessarily, lest I roll into the Orth River.
Yes.
But I'll move on to the next one. But as Adora drifted bask into a fitful slumber, I don't think she's basking into a fitful slumber. I think she's drifting back into a.
Oh yeah.
The next one, for a brief moment, she allowed herself to believe it had all been a terrible dream. I feel like it should be it had all been a terrible dream.
Oh yeah, double E's.
Yeah.
Not single E Ben name.
Yeah. And then the next one, our eagerness to share our culture. I feel like it should be in our eagerness to share our culture.
Yeah, probably.
And then through a silver in the blanket fort. Through a sliver in the blanket fort.
You don't know it's not silver.
I'm pretty sure it's a sliver, like you're like opening up the blankets a little bit, like a sliver.
I know.
Well, it could be magic silver that lets you see.
Moving on to my next one.
Is the correct response.
Unlucky colors those, and soaked in something equally foul. A hex to make sure we keep our muzzles shut, I'd wager. So, and then it continues on, but without a quotation at the end. So everything that is being described later, like after this, is all dialogue as well. So yeah, it's missing a quotation at the end of the dialogue here, is what I'm saying. Much like in the previous one, there was like it was missing the starting quotation. This one's missing the end quotation for dialogue.
Okay.
And that's all I got for the R sections. So, Mikey, these stands for evil.
All right. Well, it looks like I still have one here. So, a chill rippled down her spines as curiosity battled with caution, leaving her frozen in place.
Spines continue to. There's multi spines.
Well, and I mean, she is a shapeshifter.
Yeah.
It's not explained that she's currently has two heads or anything, which would require two spines.
Does she have like quills or something for hair? I don't remember.
Twistle does. Adora has fur.
Is this? This is Adora right now. Yeah.
Is this Adora? Or is this Twistle? No, this might be Twistle.
This is Adora.
No, this is Twistle.
Okay.
A chill ripple down her spines.
Yeah.
This is in the R is for Revenant.
Oh, right. There was two instances of incorrect spines. I was looking at the other one.
Yeah, so was I. That's why I switched over to the other one. Yeah, but yeah, no, So this is Twistle. So yeah, you're right. It is. She is a changer. So yeah.
I think you're gaslighting me there because, like, I'm looking like at the start of so many paragraphs before and after the first instance of spines. It says Adora, Adora, Adora. It's like, okay, someone is wrong here.
Yeah.
All right. And now I have a conjunction junction.
Dear God. Save us.
And next stop, Conjunction Junction. Doot doot.
It's a rather special item, isn't it? But it seems your dear old grandpa had other plans for you, my dear. But she couldn't let this happen. And ruin the fun with your immediate arrest? But the most striking of them all sat regally at the head of the table, the Supreme Queen Mall of the whole Nanmore Witch Kingdom. But now the truth loomed before her, a dark spectre demanding acknowledgment. So you're the one who's been causing such a ruckus upstairs. It was like nothing she had ever seen, a place where the line between the natural and the arcane blurred into a haunting tapestry of shadows and whispers. It might have been a smile, or a prelude to a storm Odora couldn't tell. And as for who allow melee weapons, they are often more trouble than they're worth. But how to answer? Or offer a platitude and appear insincere? And then an idea sparked, fueled by a sudden surge of defiance. But the Supreme Queen didn't explode. And in that moment, Odora knew she had passed something. But what? But let us not get ahead of ourselves. But his fate is in your hands, your puka pup. Or perhaps to show him the price of deceit. But fear not, my dear. But should you fail us, well, let's just say your fate and that of your comrade will be far less sweet than the pies you gifted us with. But she knew she was trapped, with no choice but to play along if she wanted to save Jarvis. But then she saw her, a girl with way hair, as red as a poppy against the gray of the night, standing underneath the ancient oak tree that had been her intended meeting point with Jarvis. But could you please do me a favor? It wasn't like she could ask him either, given his present condition. But know that I expect to be paid back for this favor. And yours? But the guilt remained, a sour taste in her mouth. It's just that Kiki's been so excited for her concert. But this incantation party is going to be epic, Twistle. But Kiki, she's been through a lot. And this concert means everything to her. Or you guys can record it for me on Echo Viewer. But Twistle, there's going to be a full moon on Halloween. But family comes first. But you're really gonna miss out on the real show. But I really can't let Kiki down. It's her first solo performance, and it really means the world to her. But you're gonna miss out on something big, Tula. And you're gonna be stuck listening to some squeaky clean school play. And after everything she's been through with her beginning magic, she really needs this win. It's just, well, I don't want to come off as an alarmist, but don't say I didn't warn you when the world ends and it's because you weren't there to save it with us. But thanks for the apocalypse prepping anyway. But if you change your mind, you know where to find us. And it's not just some random part, it's a cultural exchange. It's for a good cause, and it's going to happen after we go to Kiki's concert. And what's this nonsense about a sack of nightmares? It's not like that, Mom. And with the full moon coming in a couple weeks, it's just not wise to get involved. But the girl's curiosity remained as sharp and bright as a freshly honed blade, cutting through her attempts at gentle discouragement. It's not some schoolyard squabble, not a matter of simple disagreement. It's something to be taken seriously, something to be remembered, even. But they were respectable throughout the region, known and admired for their charitable work. And knowing Jasper, he was probably sitting on a powder keg, fiddling with the igniter. So you can imagine the shock and horror when the townspeople found her one autumn morning hanging from one of the ancient oak trees near the Nanmore gate, a noose of twisted elfin fabric tight around her neck. And they pointed the finger, squarely and without hesitation, at the Winnikers. And the Winnikers, arrogant in their power, simply laughed. And so it went, Twistle. And Jasper. It's always the same thing every Halloween, when the veil between our world and the spirit realm thins, when that vengeful anger is at its peak. It's a never-ending cycle of spite and malice. But why would Jasper want to keep this feud going? It's not just Jasper, Twistle. It's the Cullison bloodline. It's actual a conduit. It's said that it holds her very essence, the embodiment of her pain and betrayal. It's become a twisted source of strength for them, a dark treasure they believe gives them power over the Winnikers. But why would Jasper want to be a part of this? And it's not just Jasper I'm worried about, Twistle. It's the power that's attracted to those who meddle with forces beyond their understanding. And to us. But I'll also keep my eye on Jasper and the others. So, can I go? It started with the death of one Cullison relative, and continued on with many more deaths into the modern era. It's a curse that's followed them for generations. And I fear that if Jasper's not careful, he'll become just another casualty. But Twistle's mind was racing, her thoughts swirling like ragged leaves caught in a storm. It reached out to her with tendrils of darkness, instead of the expected deep growls and hisses. It emitted a far more dreadful sound, like the anguished cries of a wounded rabbit, or the wails of a forsaken infant. It hung in the sky, nearly full and heavy, casting a silver light over the quiet street. But the phone remained silent, the screen a cold, unblinking eye that offered no comfort. It appears so. It could have disrupted one of the communication towers. But what if something is more than just ordinary, and also that Jasper Cullison? It's something far worse, and Jasper's family is going to use it in some kind of ceremony tonight at his party to finally get back at the Winnikers. But Mom just told me that sick story, and it felt so real. But Dad, the look on Mom's face, she looked absolutely terrified. But sometimes we let our fears get the better of us. But Dad, what if it's not just a story? But what if something happens to Bill and Willie and all those Terran kids they're showing around? But now those stories curled around her like the fog outside, heavy and unsettling. Or was it the ghosts she had often heard rumors about? But the Tuligak family had never given those whispers much credence, and neither had Twistle until now. Or something more? Or was it simply a trick of the moonlight? It had been unused since last February, but the fire irons gleamed in the dim light, the firewood stacked neatly as if awaiting a spark. And then she noticed it, a yellowed scrap of paper hidden beneath a brass owl paperweight. It was a photographic portrait of a large Yingvi family featuring 6 generations, including white-haired elders to 3 newborns in swaddling clothes clad in Victorian-styled high fashion. The people's faces radiated joy despite their large status and stiff formal costumes. And as far how you got here, you took ill and wandered home in a feverish daze. But it was definitely his voice, and it sent a shiver down her spine. But as Odora drifted back into a fitful slumber, she heard it once more, the same murmur from the depths of her fever dream. But his eyes, those piercing blue eyes, held a sadness she had never seen before. But I need you to listen to me. It's all nonsense, really. But Odora knew it wasn't nonsense. And the feel of the burlap sack's coarse fabric between her paws was etched into her mind like a scar. But at least you're keeping down food now. So, no funny business like scarfing stolen goodies or sneaking out to see your miscreant chum, yeah? It was just a fever dream, right? But as the room grew quiet and her family retreated into the living room, then she heard it again, the faint, whispery voice of Jarvis. But that red-haired girl gave him the witch's pie. But he's not immune to everything, and that's our way in, Adora. And why do we need to stop him before it's too late? It's not like he's a supervillain. And if he gets his hands on that legendary burlap sack, he'll have the power to do something catastrophic. So everything I just went through for the past 3 months was just one big setup then? And all those ingredients and cooking utensils he had me and everyone else steal, claiming that all the profits were going to charity and some game chips? But real life turned out to be much more complicated. It's our eagerness to share our culture. We overlooked a few little details that magic shouldn't be handled by the inexperienced, especially a still evolving species such as the Terran. So, like Skynet then? But instead of going full on Deathcom 1 and causing utter destruction on their civilizations, it just told the most nationalistic proportions to vacate the planet and go settle somewhere else. And also stuck with Todd, who started this whole thing in the first place, and now wants his greedy mitts on the stupid cursed bag that might not exist. And if Todd gets it, we're not dealing with nightmares anymore. But that's just a scary nursery rhyme, right? It's filled with nightmares, and if it's unleashed, it could devour the peace of this town whole. But it seems that peace is always followed by a shadow, waiting for its chance to claim what's rightfully ours again. But I didn't kill anybody. And as for the red-haired girl, she's just a figment of your imagination, I'm sure. It was absolutely delicious. But, as I said, she's not up to visitors right now. It's really no trouble. It was as if a cold gust of wind had blown through them, briefly revealing the chill beneath the facade. And, tell her we're looking forward to her costume for the party. It's going to be quite the event, even if it's just a little get-together. But when he blinked, it was gone. It was a hit at the house. So, what do you think? And that boy? But Brea was already several steps ahead. And if by some miracle they do take our word, they certainly won't know what to do with the information. But she might be too old for this kind of trouble. And if anyone can stand up to those Winnikers, it's Miss Ashburn. But there was no response. But now all she had was silence. Finn.
Wow. So I've got some
Thanks
notes.
for reading the story for us in
Yeah.
its entirety.
Yeah, kind of felt like that as it was going a little bit, but so early on, it's like when Adora has like this sudden she responds in a sudden spark of defiance, but the queen didn't explode.
Yeah,
like
why
when
would
you
she
read
have
it,
exploded?
but when you read when Mikey read that, I started giggling. It's like I just like it got me for some reason. It's like, but the queen didn't explode.
Yeah, I was wanting to like jump in and bring that up at the time, but I didn't get it
Yeah.
in time.
Yeah, I have myself muted and just take notes as it
Mhm.
goes. Just like quick things. Similarly, when it's like, but family comes first, and then Twistle became Danny Toretto. Family.
Hell yeah.
Um, also you caught a I don't as a gamer. I don't know if you have this in your grammar inquisition for this section, but I think you read it, Mikey, and I looked it up. It said it actual a conduit, and I think it should actually be it's actually a conduit.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we might have missed that one unless Gamer has that in his.
I do not have that one.
Okay. And then the next one I have here for this is but can I go? It started with the death of, and I kept going. It's like, uh-oh. the way the sentences lined up, it was like, and before it even like you continued reading it, like it started with the death of, oh, that doesn't bode very well.
Mm-hmm.
And then Twistle suddenly woke up after a fever days. Also, is now Adora because of the switch between like the previous story and the previous section and the next section,
And the lack of context in these stories. When Mikey grabs all the sentences throughout a story that start with words that they probably shouldn't, like it censor butts, because there's always better words to use except when it's dialogue. Holy crap!
Yes, exactly. Which there was a lot. Which there was a lot of. Yeah. I think maybe like we should like maybe to cut like if it goes too long, maybe we should cut the dialogue because. I know it's for the bit and for funny, but like my god, it goes for a while. When
that was like 10 minutes. I wish I timed that one.
Yeah. Also, just one more. My last thing here is like that magic shouldn't be handled by the inexperienced, especially a still evolving species such as the Terrian. So, like Skynet, then yes, just like Skynet. like again, because like that's her reply, like based off of like the context of what you read, and it's just like yes, just like Skynet. No, you fucking. It's like Armageddon times 1,000,000. But yeah, that's all I got for my notes for conjecture. So
one that I got towards the end, where Todd's like in there being like he's about to leave and like he sees like something in the distance, but the line in Mikey's conjunction junction was like he blinked and it was gone, and then the next line was like it was a hit at the house. Like, oh no, shit! There's like assassins coming to kill them.
Oh shit! Todd is Todd just like wiping out like man a door really fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, that'd be amazing. Just like
she's worked for the troll mafia, so yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Oh man, but yeah. So and like you said, these are just bits for the lull, like bits for like the gag and such. But I do feel like that went on quite a lot.
It really was, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, Gamer, what do you have for grammar inquisition?
I only got one, so don't worry. We're almost done. The rocking chair in the far corner racked slightly. So unless the narrator developed an accent midway through the sentence, it should be rocked slightly, not racked.
Yeah.
The rocking chair in the far corner racked slightly. It's weird. Oh gosh, dear. That racking chair.
That racking chair. Maverick.
But that's all I got for grammar.
All right, on to actual thoughts.
Thank God.
Finally. And I'm going to start not with the beginning of the Q section, but with the images or the lack thereof. Which honestly, I was just surprised that these later sections had no accompanying images. Like all the other chapter sections had like an accompanying like thumbnail image that we could talk on and such, but not these ones. So I was a little surprised. But I'll move on to Q is for Queen's Orders. I just need the game chip, she stuttered. Todd's waiting. Moog's grip tightened further as she straightened to full height. Ah, yes, the game chip. It's a rather special item, isn't it? She cackled, her eyes gleaming with malicious intent. But it seems your dear old grandpa had other plans for you, my dear. You see, he slipped a little something into one of the pies, a surprise for your dear Todd Whitaker. And so, as I was like, again, we took a break from reading like the previous, from reading the previous chapter sections to reading these chapter sections. And we just kind of dive into this, and I was like, oh, wow, okay, there's a lot to unpack here. So, like, for some reason, when I started reading this, I at first I didn't realize that we were just going to catch back up to Adora, like right in the right where we left off, basically with Adora, like being captured by Moog. I thought we were like maybe going to like have a little bit of a time skip and have her like be at the feast with the witches, like be down in the courts already. But like no, we get that whole bit of like that whole transition from like the street level down to like the Undercity area. And then like we had I had this thought that like Adora was the one who wanted the game chip like originally in like the previous stuff, but it actually seemed like it was Todd that wanted the game chip, not Adora. Like I thought Adora was getting the game chip for her and not Todd, but
she's getting paid with the game chip. That's why she's doing this.
Yeah, but for some reason it sounded like they needed the game chip for Todd's party.
I didn't catch that.
Oh no, okay.
Yeah,
maybe okay. That might just be something I maybe misinterpreted then. And then we find out that the Cinecephal from earlier already slipped this pie into the ones that the group had stolen. And I was like, when? How? Did he also sneak into the bakery and plant the pie, and then Adora went in and stole all the pies? Like,
yep.
was he the one that left the berry stained basket behind, like in underneath the counter?
That makes sense, actually.
Yeah, no, it's like, okay, so that
he forgot the basket. Like he brought the poison with him and he left the basket there accidentally.
Yeah. Also, we kind of find out later that like he's dead, maybe, or like a ghost or phantom or something, because like it sounds like he's like in a stew or like something happened to him. But like later on we also get like a note, like kind of get like hints that like he is still around, like even if he is dead, like he's still doing stuff, or maybe he's just like not dead, but he's just like in hiding and like doing this kind of like maybe he faked his own death or something. I don't know. It gets a little muddied with the whole like the Cinecephali and Adora's family and such. So, but yeah, there's just a lot to digest in the opening section of Q. But moving on to the next thing, that particular one, the largest and most tempting of the bunch, glowed a sickly pale yellow. The scent of the sweet apple mixed with a bitter undertone of something foul made Adora's stomach churn. So it kind of contradicts itself here a little bit. Like, yes, the tempting allure of a sickly pale yellow glow and the fine smell of something foul. Like, maybe to the witches this is alluring and tempting, I suppose, but
it is weird descriptive for that,
yeah.
Like maybe if she was like a trash panda or something like that, then it'd be like hell yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like, yeah, but I think it just seemed kind of weird. Also, like for even Adora's reaction, like her stomach churns at the smell of it. So it's not good.
I think the idea is she is aware of what it actually is, and that is what's disgusting to her. The fact that it's poison.
That's true. Yeah. Okay. But yeah, it just seemed like some contradicting just details about like, yes, tempting aroma of sweet apples and something sickly foul.
It's kind of like this. If you went by a bakery every day, it smelled like sweet apple pies that they're baking, right? And then the next day you find out that they pee in all the pies. Are they going to smell as good anymore?
No, I suppose not. Yeah. Context is everything.
That's what it is.
Yeah, context is everything, folks. Yeah.
I'm glad I could clear that up for you.
Thanks. Yeah. I'll move on to the next thing I Is Jarvis here? The Supreme Queen waved a dismissive hand. Your friend, the elf, he is quite safe, for now. But his fate is in your hands, you puka pup. The pie you brought here is not just for our amusement, but for a demonstration of loyalty and obedience. If you wish to see him again, you will serve the pie to its intended recipient, as agreed. Do this, and perhaps we can discuss his release. And so, this is just a caption, but like this kind of goes for like a lot of this section of like the Queen's Court and such. I just fucking love it. Like it's so good and like kind of dark fantasy-esque. Like I just love the descriptions of this underground realm beneath the derelict remains of the Nanmorn district. And like the whole, it gave off, and like the way like the Queen's acting and like her court and stuff like that, it's very like the troll market or like the remnants of the elf court in Hellboy 2. Like it's giving off those kind of vibes. Honestly, it just kind of gives Del Toro vibes, like Guillermo del Toro, like the guy who directed and filmed and or directed the Hellboy movies.
Mm-hmm.
Like his overall like just dark fairy tale like style in his films kind of was kind of like coming off of these descriptions. So I really liked it is what I'm saying. But moving on to the next thing. The very thought of serving the poisoned pie to Todd was repulsive, but the alternative was unthinkable. I mean, Todd kind of deserves it. Like, he kind of has it coming. Also, spoilers, the poisoning doesn't take.
Yeah.
The next thing I have, and actually this is the last one for the Queen's orders. Adora stepped closer, the bag in her hand, feeling heavier than ever. Could you do something for me, miss? She pleaded, her voice strained. Take this to Todd Whitaker. He's waiting for it. The red-haired girl looked up at Adora, her eyes sharp and piercing. Why can't you take it to him yourself? She asked, her curiosity piqued. Yeah, Adora. Why are you pawning this off to a completely random stranger right after the Supreme Witch Queen told you to personally see to Todd's demise by this pie?
Yeah, or you and Jasper will die.
Yeah, exactly.
Jarvis, rather.
Yeah, Jarvis, yeah. Like, and also, on this point, does everyone know Todd, like, by name in this town?
Of course.
Like,
he is so loud that everyone knows him.
Of course, yes.
I would actually believe that.
Well, and also, like, later on, we do kind of, like, get the vibe, or we kind of get the insinuation that, yes, everyone knows the Whitakers in town. Like, in the region, not even in town, just, like, beyond.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah, this... Yeah,
like,
but, like,
for example, I've been watching Smallville. Everyone knows Lex Luthor.
That's true. Yes. Yeah. Of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh God, is Todd the Lex Luthor of this?
He absolutely is.
Yeah. But yeah, this person is a complete stranger to Adora. Yet she asks her to do the delivery favor, like for her. Like it's like Adora, what are you doing?
I don't know. She's scared.
I get that, but like it's just like it seems so weird. It's like. You were just told by the mafia, basically.
Yeah.
That if you don't do this, your friend's gonna die, and you're gonna suffer consequences. And then she gets away from there, like she's set free to do the deed, and she immediately like, you random bystander, can you take this gun and kill this person for me, please?
Yeah.
Like I don't want to do
nice
it.
If there was like a little bit of internal monologue of her thinking like, I can't do this. I can't be the one that's responsible for killing someone. I have to just give this to someone else. It has to be done, otherwise Jasper will die.
Yeah, or if there's some insinuation that like she's being
Jarvis,
like
I keep mixing those two up.
Yeah, it's because there's two J names.
Yeah, that's what it is.
But yeah, or if there was some kind of insinuation that like the redheaded girl is like manipulating her into giving her the pie as well, like she wants to do this.
Yeah, because spoilers, she does.
Yeah, as we find out in the next thing, which is Q is for Quilla's tail. Yeah, there's a mention like that. We get a little bit more information about the red-haired girl and such. But
before you continue, though,
yeah.
But what you were saying before, like having a feeling like she's being coerced into doing it. Like after she gives the pie and leaves, she's leaving. It's like, why did I give it to that person?
Yes.
Why did
Oh my
I do
God,
that?
yes. Yeah, it's like I feel relieved, but like, why did I do that?
Yeah.
I hope there's no unforeseen consequences. Like my friend has to force Ghost to talk to me.
No, that's silly.
Yeah. But yeah, so we move on to cues for Quilla's tale. It's just that Kiki's been so excited for her concert. She's even got a solo in the spooky choir. You know how much this means to her, especially after ... Well, after everything that had happened last year, with the weird smurge going down in Terrapin Junction. And so I read this part, and again, as somebody who's read previous stories in the M.M. Pratt universe, I was like, oh, I bet this is referencing the Visitor from Curtisville story. I think that's what this was referencing, but it could, like, because it seems like it was kind of it seems like it was alluding to the stuff that happened with like Kiki and Twistle at like their grandmother's house in Terrapin Junction. So, and then the next thing here, is Jasper. So it's like Jasper sighed dramatically, the sound like a wind through a hollow tree trunk. All right, I get it, but you're gonna miss out on something big, Tula. We're not just playing with parlor trick incantations here. This is the real deal. We're summoning something ancient, something powerful, the kind of stuff that makes the hairs on the back of your neck stand up on your knee, stand up, and your knees wobble like jello. And you're gonna be stuck listening to some squeaky clean school play. And to this, I was like, man, fuck Jasper. He's starting to sound as bad as Todd. Like
New villain.
yeah, like Twistle has said she couldn't be there for the whole thing. Like she's even like trying to compromise, like, oh yeah, I can be there for a little bit, but this fucker is like, and she's saying she's had to say this like kind of like had to like basically defend the stance multiple times in this. Like, fucking
tell you how many times? Because I
how
haven't
how many times, brother?
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times.
7 times.
When I got there, like I made a note just saying, like, I gotta read off the TLDR of the phone combo real quick.
Yeah.
Twistle, I can't come to the party. Kiki's concert is important. Jasper, but you gotta show up. Twistle, but I can't because Kiki's concert is important. Jasper, but you gotta show up. Twistle, maybe before the concert. Jasper, but you gotta see the main event. Twistle, but Kiki's concert is important. Jasper, but we're legit summoning stuff. You gotta show up. Twistle, but Kiki's concert is important. Jasper, fine, but it's your fault when we bring an end to the world. Twistle, yeah, sure, bud. Jasper, full moon means shit's gonna get crazy though. Twistle, Kiki's concert is more important. Jasper, follow the screams if you change your mind by. Like, that's me actually summarizing each line. Like, I wasn't expanding on any of those. Like, that's just how many times that she's like, bruh.
Seriously, like, yeah. And so, and actually to bring this up like now, because I have this in my, there's a later spot. I think this is actually with her mom and back and forth with her mom and such. But, I talked about this last time, in the previous sections. I think this was, or in a previous story, I think even with Todd, having his back and forth with the old goblin and his friends in the diner and such. And this is another example of like, this section just keeps repeating the things over and over again. And it just, for me, as I was reading it, it just felt like it was just recursive filler. And it's
like,
something
I get that Jasper wasn't listening, but goddamn.
Yeah, like it's definitely something that I just feel like from a story writing point of view could be trimmed a bit. Like you can trim some of this fat off. Like you don't, because it was getting annoying. And like, so yeah, now this aside of like, man, fuck Jasper, like he's being such a bully here. I was like this at this age. Like I kind of get it.
Wait, you were like Jasper?
No, like in the way that like when I wanted somebody to come over, I'd be that asshole that was like, no, you gotta come over. Like, come on. And I think I've even done it to you, gamer, like a couple of times.
I wasn't gonna say a thing, but
I know. Yeah, I'll bring it up. I'll throw myself under the bus. Like,
okay,
and this is, and I hope and feel like as I've gotten older, like I've kind of come out of that. Like I become more understanding and like will stop after like 1 or 2 tries.
Yeah, I'll only do it 17 or 18 times.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, but so like I'm not condoning it at all. Like again, like kids do this, but like
Yeah.
like I
Reading
get
it is
this-
annoying though.
Yeah, exactly. Like I get the pushiness, but I'm not condoning it at all.
Mhm.
Like this is something that kids do because they want their friends to hang out with them and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Also, again, these kids need to be monitored better. Like they're summoning ancient eldritch horrors from beyond time and space.
Yeah, I don't know how they get away with all this.
Well, but then we get the next thing I have in my notes.
Before you move on to the next thing,
Damn you.
the other part that's really repetitive in this
Yeah.
is basically the repetitive nature of everything was fine until the Fire Witch attacked.
Yeah, yes. Okay, that was actually like later in my notes. Like that was the other one I was going to reference was the Fire Witch incident.
Yeah.
Everything was that's amazing.
It's true though.
I know.
Kiki was fine until the Fire Witch attacked.
Kiki was fine. Was fine after or before the Fire Witch attacked.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it just keeps repeating that like over throughout the story. It's like like the Fire Witch stuff. Like this thing that we shouldn't we don't really want to talk about. We're just going to keep referencing.
Yeah, it was a little
like
much.
I do think that could have also been like some of that like the mentions could have been removed.
Like I get it if she's mentioning it to Jasper like once.
Yeah.
And then I get it if like someone else is mentioning it to her once, but like the same conversation doesn't need to bring up multiple times.
Yeah, and then later when she's talking to her mom, they both reference it as if the other hasn't heard about it. It's like no, they both know about it. Like they were all there.
Yeah.
So it just seemed like a little repetitive. Like some in terms of editing, like a story like that probably could have been like cut out. So some of that could have been cut.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah. But yeah, going back to the thing where it's like, oh, these kids need to be monitored more. The next quote I have with my comments is Mrs. Tulagok's stern gaze didn't waver from Twistle as she approached the chair. Her steps deliberate and heavy. Twistle, she began, her voice a warning. I don't like the idea of you messing around with arcane summoning magic that you don't understand. And what's this nonsense about a sack of nightmares? Nothing, Mom, Twistle hurriedly blurted out. Just some local urban legend they keep going on about at school. Thank you. Finally, a concerned parent.
Yeah.
Also, what was this about the sack of nightmares? What?
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, this is like when did this come up in the conversation? Like we mentioned this already in the Grammar Inquisition, but yeah, it's like it's definitely one of those things. Yeah, exactly. It just came out of nowhere. Like I definitely just to kind of repeat it a little bit. I know we were just hammering at the story. For, like,
we shouldn't repeat things,
but just for context. Like I feel like Jasper, like maybe we should have had some kind of information about the sack of nightmares like brought up in the conversation, or like it should have been segued in a little bit more naturally.
Yeah.
But
you see that part was cut so we get more information about this Kiki concert.
Yeah, look, like the Kiki contest. No, like Kiki contest. Come on, but the Kiki contest. Come on. The Fire Witch attack. The Fire Witch attack. The Fire Witch attack. The Fire Witch attack. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Yeah, those are vital compared to like the context of like the Sack of Nightmares. That has been that has been at the epicenter of the entire Aberration series.
Mm-hmm.
But moving on to the next thing. You see, there was once a maid, a young woman distantly related to the Cullisons family. A human fae girl named Fiametta. I'm not sure if I'm doing that right, but fuck it. A human Fiametta? Yeah, Fiametta. A human fae girl named Fiametta. A delicate flower, some said, though I always thought she had more spine than the lot of them put together. She worked for the Winnikers, back when they were still a grand noble in the time of the Golden Courts of Fairy. Before the schism, before the Great Retreat, before all of this, she trailed off, gesturing vaguely toward the swirling nebula of a distant biophilic city outside. A city built on secrets and shadowed by the remnants of a magical past. Okay. So that's why Fiametta happened to be there to help deliver the poison pie underneath the oak tree. Like we find out a little bit more about that, is what I'm guessing. Is and we find out even later that like she's a ghost apparently because she
Yeah.
died. Like she was
Absolutely. I
hanged.
got that immediately, honestly, because like this whole story is about from aeons past, and then all of
Yeah.
a sudden this girl's still alive.
Yeah.
And while I like the lore reveal here, it's said so nonchalantly to us. I still went like, oh, but still, it's weird how
Yeah.
nonchalant it is. Granted,
I mean-
it's not a twist that Twistle would know.
Yeah.
So, like, excluding the name to let us find out, or like having Twistle ask at the end, like, yeah, that would have hit harder, but it wouldn't have made as much sense in the story as a whole.
Yeah. Also, like the whole like kind of like just casually mentioned, like that's kind of been a theme in the writing for Curtisville stories for
I guess, yeah.
since we started reading them. Like it's like that's kind of where like some of the nonchalant like fantastical realism kind of came into it. It's just like this like nonchalant just referencing things that like you should totally know this.
Yeah. Also, Fiametta is definitely dead because it was said that she was like hung.
Yeah.
That's what sparked all
Hmm.
this. They murdered her and left
Yeah.
her body there for them to see.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, her eyes were. Actually, that was going to be my next quotes, but I've cut it into this one as well, just for brevity. Also, biophilic. So I looked it up. Biophilic design is an architectural and interior design approach that incorporates natural elements such as sunlight, plants, water features, and natural materials into built environments to foster a connection with nature. And I was like, oh, that's so fucking cool because it to me, like now that like I know the description, that kind of like brings to mind like elven cities in fantasy that are usually like a melding of nature and architecture. Like their houses are built into, or they are either built into trees or they are grown into trees. And that I can kind of understand that description for the city. That was for a city that is built near their house, like near Twistle's house and such. Like it's built over the civilization that we already have had established was consumed by a giant magical forest, like the Yggdrasil wood.
Yeah.
So it makes sense that the new city that's built on top of the ruins of that old city and civilization
Would be swamp.
Yeah, basically sunk into the swamp. But then they built built the next city to be integrated with the swamp.
Yes, absolutely.
So yeah, I like that. Like that's a really cool. I learned a new word, and it's such a great word for this. Then my next thing.
Actually, before we move on, the other thing about the reveal that she's like a ghost that was just there.
Yeah.
Like when I had that realization, that was actually spoopy.
Yeah.
Like it might be the spoopiest thing that's happened in this series so far is like, oh, she's dead. She gave that to a ghost, bro.
Yeah. And also like
cool.
like because like she was waiting at an ancient oak tree that was going to be their rendezvous point in that last section. And then in the story that we get, it's like, oh, she was hanged from an oak tree near Namor Gate. Like, oh shit.
There's just layers that make it even like creepier and creepier and creepier.
Absolutely. And then we get the next thing here. They struck back, not with brute force, but with precision and cunning, slowly chipping away at the Winneker's power and prestige. A ruined harvest, a tainted bloodline, a series of unfortunate accidents. Nothing that could be traced back to them directly, of course, but enough to send a clear message. And so, like, I'm sure, like, this is all conjecture and rumor that, like, Quilla has heard about, like, for the story, like, because it's otherwise, it seems kind of like everything does point directly to them about doing this. Like, I'm sure, like, this is all like these, like, I'm sure, like, this story is kind of coming from like rumors and stuff that people like kind of say behind the back of like the Winnekers and the Collinsons about like how like, oh, it's obviously the Collinses is responsible for this, but like there's no actual physical evidence for that. But like, it was just funny. It's like the way the story like is brought up. It's like, oh, like they were using magic to basically ruin the Winnekers, but nothing traced back to them directly, of course. Just enough for a clear message. Like, I mean, you say that, but like you also being critically
Yeah.
silly, you kind of contradict yourself because it seems like it's like an open secret. Like everyone knows
Yeah,
who's behind it.
but since there's
Yeah.
no proof, they can't actually like get the cops called on them and
Yeah.
get them carted off to jail.
Then the next thing we have is a little bit later when Twistle is having visions of the I believe having visions of the burlap sack of evil. Twistle gasped as the sack grew to monstrous proportions, filling the small servant quarters she stood in. Its knots unraveling to reveal a gaping black maw rimmed with numerous small teeth and many glowing eyes that stared into her very soul. So I read this and I was like, and so from the previous Aberration series story we read, we had that setup with like Sully like finding the burrow in the back alley of Elia's hearth, and how he saw like a bunch of eyes in the darkness of that burrow. And so it kind of brought to mind that when I read this part, it's like, oh, I wonder if that was the burlap sack inside that burrow. Like maybe that's how it got in, how it managed to like squirm its way out of like wherever it was like buried.
Maybe, I don't know.
It's something that like brought to mind. Also with respect to like how we kind of get like a bit of the origin of the burlap sack of evil in this, like finally we get like more knowledge, more information about where it came from and such.
Yep.
Like because apparently like either in her dying breath or either before or after she became a ghost, she what's her name? The redheaded elf girl.
Fiametta.
Fiametta created this cursed artifact, this burlap sack. And I just realized, like, oh my God, this burlap sack, like, what's inside of it is just generational trauma.
Yeah.
It's generational trauma in a bag. Because of the whole, like, cycle of hatred between the two families. It's like, yeah, no, like, each generation is kind of passed down the trauma of the past one, like, and like to hate this other family.
Mm-hmm.
and all that trauma and all that hatred is what's festering and filling up the bag. So it's like, wow.
Yeah, you're not wrong. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah. And then to be a little critically silly, I'm going to start with this one. I'm going to end this section with this.
Before you go on,
Of course.
the thing that I like about this story in particular, and part of the reason why I recommended it, is because we get a pretty clear understanding of what the bag is all about, which
Yes.
is how this Aberration series all started out. There's this weird bag that does creepy stuff, but we didn't really know anything about it, and now we're actually getting details on it.
Yeah, we're
Very
finally
much
getting the
needed
meat.
details.
We're finally getting the meat and potatoes of this bag.
Yeah, we've been chowing on like appetizers this entire time, and then finally the main course shows up.
Yeah. Yeah, no, at this point in the story, I was still like full recommendation. It's not till like a little bit later that it kind of starts muddying it for me, but I'll get there.
Okay.
So yeah, the next thing I have here is he leaned closer to the window, peering into the inky night beyond. The rain had stopped, but the clouds still clung to the sky, refusing to unveil the stars. The storm's quite severe. It could have disrupted one of the communication towers. Twistle observed him, his silhouette framed by the faint moonlight. Wait, how is there moonlight when the clouds are blocking the stars?
About that.
Like obviously, like it could be that like the moon's pretty bright, like compared to stars. So like maybe there is still moonlight kind of coming through like thinner spots of the clouds, but it's still just kind of funny to me. It's just like, wait, that don't get me wrong, it paints a pretty picture, but it also contradicts itself.
Maybe it should be like through breaks in the clouds, moonlight,
Yes.
God rays of moonlight come through, you know.
Yeah. But that is all I have for the Q sections. So, Mikey, D stands for evil.
All right. So time to be critically silly.
As always.
You're just starting that now, are you?
No, yeah. That's.
This isn't even my final form. Little clown nose.
Nice.
So, and this is just a me thing. So the Supreme Queen, my mind basically went to Taco Bell.
Okay.
So we have the Queen, and
Uh-huh.
she's topped with seasoned ground beef, warm nacho cheese sauce, diced tomatoes, and sour cream.
Delicious.
Sour Queen, actually.
Sour. Oh, point to gamer.
Yeah. Do I get advantage tomorrow?
Maybe.
In our D&D
game.
game on our sister podcast one last time.
Yeah.
Plug.
Thanks. But yeah, wow. Wow, Mikey.
Yeah, and that's all I have from the Q section because we've already gone on about the Kiki concert that dragged on.
Yeah, it really did.
It just keeps going and going and going.
Mhm.
Yeah. Not to kick a dead licorn.
The fact that we've said that multiple times, though, it feels like we do kick that dead licorn a lot.
We do, yes. Gamer, what do you have for the Q section?
I got a few. Let's see. So she's like, she as in Adora is like pleading with the Queen, saying like, panic flooded her as she realized the gravity of the situation. "You can't do this," she pleaded, her eyes never leaving the tainted pie. "Please let me take it to him. I'll tell him not to eat it, or just destroy the pie." Like, I don't understand why she would take it to him and then here's a pie. It's poisoned. Don't eat it. Goodbye. Like, why wouldn't she just suggest like, don't do this? Like, I'll destroy the pie. The fact that she still wanted to deliver it to him was strange.
Yeah. That is, yeah, it's a little odd.
Or maybe it's like, as per our agreement, I will still deliver this to him, but can I just not give it to him? Like, or destroy it when I get there, I don't know. It might be like one of those fate packs where like you actually have to go through it, but there's a technicality where you can get out of it.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know.
But yeah, it is definitely would fit like the kind of dark fairy tale, kind of fable-esque aspect of this.
Yeah. And then my next one, I was meaning to say this earlier, probably in earlier entries as well, but a lot of the descriptions in these stories are just really good.
Yeah.
And there's a couple that stood out. One of them is Twistle sat bolt upright in her bed, her heart hammering against her ribs like a trapped bird. Like, the visual of that is
that's
awesome.
so good. Yeah.
Yeah. And this other one, her head aching like a taunt drum being played by a caffeinated octopus.
Damn. Damn.
It's so good. Because, like, most people just say, like, her head aching like a taunt drum being hit, but being played by a caffeinated octopus. Not just an octopus, but a caffeinated octopus.
Yeah. That's what I was saying. Like I feel like, especially with the Aberration series, like the writing is really has gone like a long way.
Yes.
That stuff sounds bad. Like I feel like I don't mean it to sound bad, but like
everyone gets better
like,
the more they do it.
yeah,
except for me when I read these stories and do my notes because I'm always bad.
Hey, stop self-deprecating.
No, that's my thing.
But yeah, no, like we've been reading MM Pratt stories for years now, starting with a lot of her earlier stuff, and like. We love we love the series, like we love the setting and all that stuff. We love the writing for the most part, but like this Aberration series, I've really felt like reading from A to R now. I've really felt like this is like a step up in the writing, like quality, like this in the descriptions, in the way the characters interact, in how the plot is conveyed. It's just heightened in this series, and so like I can't highlight that enough. Oh God, I'm becoming recursive. Like, but yeah, it's just really spectacular.
Yeah, I'm with you. Like her levels that she's put in author have increased by now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes. She has higher proficiency bonuses.
Yeah, exactly. To use D&D quotes.
Yes. But yeah, I can move on from there. Next one is basically so. Twistle Twistle is basically placated by her mom to like, okay, I won't go, fine. And then she goes downstairs, and her dad's like, what's he say specifically? Well, it's understandable she nearly lost you and Kiki when the Fire Witch attacked. No wonder she's on edge. But sometimes we let our fears get the better of us. We make connections where there are none, especially when it comes to those old grim legends. They're all they are, Poppet, just legends. Then I read that, I'm like, wow, good job, Dad. Just trying to undo all the hard work that your wife just did to protect your daughter. She's gonna be pissed.
Yeah, it is interesting that like some of the characters in the story, like in the setting, believe in magic like wholeheartedly, and then as if because the world around them is magical, like we see it every day in these stories.
Yeah,
but then there's skeptics still.
Even
like
though
her
like
dad.
they're married to like a cynocephaly or something like that, like
Exactly, yeah, or
But
like
because that's
like
mundane and it's not magic.
yeah, like Mr. Tulagok here is a brownie, like, and I'm assuming that's not a racial thing. I'm assuming that is well, I'm assuming it's not like a real world like racial slur thing like brownie, but like I'm assuming that means brownie as in like the fantastical like fair folk kind of creature.
Yeah,
And like
or he's animated food.
yeah, and then like yeah, or yeah, again,
He's an animated brownie.
Wow.
It took you a minute, didn't it?
It did. But like, and he's married to a churka, like like this these like a bird-like fantastical species, like
Yes.
and that's what that's why like Twistle and Kiki have magic. They both have innate magical abilities.
Yes.
So it's just weird that like when her dad is like, oh no, that magic, listen, your magic's real, this magic is totally fake.
Yeah.
Like you can't have both. You can't make your pie and eat it too. You'll get poisoned that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it is interesting. I find it interesting that there are still people in this setting that don't believe in certain magics.
Mm-hmm.
Then again, I guess it's kind of like how people in our world, some people believe in ghosts but don't believe in UFOs and aliens, whereas other people believe that life is out there in the galaxy and there are aliens, and might even also believe in UFOs, but they don't believe in ghosts. So it's like that kind of like you're picking your poisons.
Mm-hmm. It actually makes it more realistic that there are skeptics compared to everyone just believing it.
That's true,
unless it's a world where like you outwardly see magic happening all the time, you know. Like
so
you're
the
walking down
Curtisville
street.
stories.
Well, I mean, okay, yes, we see it happening all the time, but is there overt magic just happening when you walk down the street?
So in Hogan's Gap, there is like there are like you're overtly seeing like magical creatures and magical beings and stuff.
No, not magical creatures and beings. I mean people doing things with magic, levitating things, shooting fireballs, like I don't know, stuff like that.
You know, you could be right. Like maybe like it isn't as like that stuff isn't as like open. So like maybe some people just like because they haven't seen it a lot, they don't like fully invest in it being real. But I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Still, like the point is like it is interesting to have like skeptics in their midst.
Yeah,
with all this
it's
other
like
stuff going on.
If the tram that goes down the street is powered by a mage at the front who's levitating it to make it go down the street, and there's people that are skeptics, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
but
exactly,
if it's in a world where there's fantastical creatures, but they're fantastical to us in the real world, in that world, that's normal. That's just Dave. Like he's a little dog man. Like he lives next door. That's fine. Like that's not weird.
Yeah, he's a good little boy.
Yeah.
Occasionally he sneaks into our house and steals our pies. That's fine.
It's fine because he's adorable.
We just make sure we don't ever make chocolate pie. Otherwise we'd kill him.
Yes. Yeah, I think that's mainly what it is.
Yeah.
Although he does... Does he admit? Does he know that she has magic? I guess he does, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
They're not like keeping that a secret from him?
I don't think so. I think it'd be very strange if they did.
Yeah.
But...
I don't know. Either way, we can move on from there.
Okay.
That's it. I forgot we were on my section.
Yeah. All right. Then I'll move on to R is for Revenant and Regret. Or sorry, R is for Revenant and Regrets. So this is the one that kind of started like losing me a little bit with it, but
Mm-hmm.
or this was the start of it. So I start with this. Twistle pulled the quilt tighter around her shoulders, the familiar knit pattern offering little in the way of warmth. Shadows danced in the corners of her eye. Shadows danced in the corners of her eyes, as if the house itself was alive, breathing in sync with her growing worry. Her mind flickered back to that spring day 24 years ago when they first moved in, the excitement of fresh beginnings overshadowing the building's storied past. Wait, how old is Twistle? I thought she was going to middle school. How is she at least 24 years old?
Yeah.
So maybe
Actually, it's
this,
more than that because she remembers.
Yeah,
moving
that's
in
why-
there,
Yeah.
so she's at least 30-ish.
that's why I said at least. So like maybe her species slash fantasy race like the Churka and such age differently than humans. So like that's because that's a thing in fantastical
Yeah.
races and people in like D&D and stuff like that, and fantasy in general. So like maybe like she like 20 like maybe being like 24 or 30 is like 16 or 15 in her race.
Maybe.
But then it gets even weirder because at the end of the story we get this. As she turned to leave the living room, a sudden gust of wind rattled the windows. She paused for a moment, looking down at the photograph once more. Whatever this old house held, memories, mysteries, or even sorrows, she felt an unexpected duty to comfort them. After all, hadn't she come seeking broken pieces to mend her own life? I was like, wait. So is this section, because the section is time-stamped, basic, kind of, I think, like falling in line with the rest of the story, but is it the same year? Because is this section actually happening a few like years later after the events of the main story? Or is this still Twistle during the whole like party feud stuff that we're and dealing with like the bag of awful? Like I'm a little confused as to the connection to what's happening in this section compared to the rest of the story. And to me, I feel like maybe if this is trying to tie back to the main story, like setting this in the present day of the story of the Aberration stories, maybe this was supposed to be Quilla or Twistle's mom coming down at night and like seeing everything and like dealing with everything. Like
Maybe
after Twistle and her dad went to bed, a little bit later, Quilla or Twistle's mom came downstairs to make herself a tea because she couldn't sleep, and that's when she started like hearing the spirits whispering and such. Because we are getting close to Halloween in the story, and they've mentioned that like the barrier between the spirit realm and the physical realm are thinning, so like spirits can do things a little bit more. But like I was just left confused, especially with like saying like Twistle like is apparently like 24 or older, like based on the context we get at the beginning of the story, and then by the end we it's like, after all, hadn't she come seeking broken pieces to mend her own life? It's like that seems like somebody who is much older and suffered some kind of like trauma or something. So it's like, is this sort of like we're getting a like sort of a flash forward of events that happen after the events of the Aberration series, like sort of just as like almost like a foreshadowing of things that are going to happen. I know it was just kind of confusing, and it kind of seemed a little out of place if I'm being honest.
I personally envisioned this more as a dream sequence.
Yeah, that could also.
But that's just because things happen so quickly that we don't get much description. Like, I'm gonna make some tea. Oh, tea's made, and it's like, I'm gonna put my tea down. It's like, oh, well, it's already been drunk, type thing. Like,
yeah, I mean,
you've
yeah,
already finished your tea. Like, we don't need that information, obviously, but it just everything happened so quickly in this section that it to me made sense as a dream sequence.
Yeah, it seemed really really odd. And yeah, either dream sequence or again change it to Quilla, or again, if this is intended to be years later, I kind of wish we had gotten like some kind of a sort of an indicator in the timestamp at the top of the section. Because at the top of the section, we just get so the previous section with Quilla's story, Quilla's tale. We start with it's Renchester Merlet section, Wednesday evening at 11:48 p.m., and that's at the Tulagok residence and such, and it's at 11:48 p.m. And then later on, after this timestamp, it's a little while later, and like Twistle can't get back to sleep, and she's worried about her friends, so she goes downstairs, and her dad's there. But then they go to bed, and we cut to the timestamp here, which is the Tulagok residence, Thursday morning, 4:30 a.m. So it's been a few hours further, but is it the same year, or is like I kind of wish like we had gotten like in brackets like sometime later, like some years later, kind of thing.
I mean,
like
for all we know, though, like no, because she goes to high school, right?
Yeah,
sure?
Middle school. She goes to the middle school. Yeah.
Right. So wait, middle school is like public school for Canada, right?
It's or so like like there's middle school is
school and high school, right?
Yeah, there's elementary school, public school, then middle school, then high school. I went to a middle school like before I went to high school. So it depends on where you grow up. Like in the city, like in like Toronto and stuff, they have middle schools before you go to high school. So,
but is that the same as a public school?
I think so. Yeah.
Referred to it as public school was grades, whatever the hell was it, kindergarten up to grade 8, and then 9 to 12 is high school.
Hang on.
That's how I thought it was. I might be wrong, but I think middle school is like an American thing.
No, because I went to a middle school growing up. So
yeah, it's 7 to 10 or something.
No, so elementary school is junior kindergarten to grade 6, middle school is 7 to 8, and then high school is 9 to 12.
Oh, weird.
Yeah.
So middle school is just 2 grades.
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah, it's honestly often it's you. I think the middle school shift is more for like as
for
sort
transitioning to high school, like the changes that's going to happen. Like yeah. Okay. I guess that makes sense. How did we get here again?
because of her age.
Yeah, right. We don't know what the heck her age is.
So yeah, it's just kind of weird that wait, because we thought she was the same. She was going to the same school as like all her friends. They're in the same grade, isn't it? Like grade 7 or something? Wasn't that mentioned in Quilla's?
I don't know if an actual
grade.
grade
Let's see.
is referenced. You do Control F grade.
Yeah, 7th grade. Yeah, he's in the same 7th grade class as I am.
Oh my god. My brain
so
hurts.
so I this either is like Twistle in the future, and she's like remembering like what happened here, like kind of like forlornly, because it's getting time like that close like that time and stuff, or Churka's age differently than humans, so like a 30-year-old is a 16-year-old or what have you, like that they age appropriate to a middle school, or this was supposed to be somebody else, not Twistle. This was supposed to be like her mom or something, or it's a dream, like Mikey said. Regardless, it's kind of touching on what my problem is here is that like this section sort of muddied my like context of things. Like it just seemed to come out of nowhere, or like kind of like it seemed like it was starting to like kind of continue on what was happening before, but then it devolved into like a meandering of like whispering spirits in this creepy haunted house that is, or this house that is older than Hogan's Gap itself. So yeah, it's just weird. So
I guess it was easier for me to swallow because I basically just went, wait, she's like, what was it, 23 or something like that? 24
at
years?
least 24.
Yeah. When I got that, I'm like, oh, okay, I guess she's older. Moving on. Like, I just erased her and redrew her in my head as someone older. Okay, I'm going on. I didn't remember that. Oh, right, she's in 7th grade somehow.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a little more confusing now.
Yeah, a little bit. Unfortunately, like, yeah.
Just gonna go to my final thoughts real quick.
Maybe she's just a little dense. So she's been held back a few
held
years.
back That's a lot of years. That's a lot of years.
Gee, Ernest P. Worrell, like
or what's the guy from? Is it not Happy Gilmore? It's is it Billy Madison? Where like he has to go back, he has to go through like grade school and such as an adult.
probably
I think
one
so.
of those.
Yeah, she's been Billy Madison.
Mhm.
But no, yeah, it was a little convoluted. I'm gonna move on to R's for regrets.
Mhm.
As I have many regrets. No. Actually, I do have a lot of quotes and comments. So, first thing here, they ate Jarvis. She thought despairingly. Those filthy hags had actually obliterated not only his physical form, but his complete identity, turning him into a memory I'll never shake. Well, maybe if you hadn't shirked off that one job the witches gave you to some stranger, maybe the witches wouldn't have dropped down some consequences on your ass.
Yeah. It's almost like you knew what was going to happen and you decided to not heed that warning at all.
Yeah, it's almost like your actions have consequences.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's the first thing that came to mind. It's like, oh my god, they killed him. Like, why would they kill him? And not only kill him, like erase him from reality. It's like, well, maybe if you had actually done your job,
they wouldn't have fed him to a false hydra.
Exactly. Oh my god.
That's exactly what happened. Tell me I'm wrong.
Yeah. Who's Jarvis?
Yeah.
But moving on to the next thing here. I love my comment to this one. Okay, so the quote is, but Adora knew it wasn't nonsense. The dreams of Jarvis's visit, and then of that strange red-haired Fiammetta whispering into her ear, "You can rest now. It's been done." Into her ear was as real as the sun outside her window. And the feeling of the burlap sack's coarse fabric between her paws was etched into her mind like a scar. What the fuck happened? That's my comment. Like, after reading this, like, wait, what the fuck happened? Is this story gaslighting me? Like, what is going on? So like, I feel like there might be some like missing stuff that like in the time between like her leaving like leaving the ghost girl Fiammetta with the bag of pies and going home, there was something that happened that like Fiammetta dropped that off, came back, told her this, got her to touch the bag, and maybe it like that's what like the actual like the burlap sack of evil, and maybe that like did something to her like memory and like fucked things up or something. I'm just like, I was like, this part was like, what's going on? I'm not like, what? Yeah, I was left confused.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next thing I have, the one that says you're going to stir up trouble again. Remember, we're Cynocephales, so keep your snout out of Hume's and elfin business, or you'll end up in a stew like Grandpa Silas. So, was this before or after he poisoned the pie in the previous Aberration series story? Assuming that was Silas and not, the grandmother or somebody else in the family, apparently.
Yeah.
Who was in a plague doctor mess. Also, Todd later on in this entry, like as he's like leaving their house, sees for an instant a plague doctor figure, like the one we saw.
Hitman attacked.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So like, is that Grandpa Silas again? Like this is something I mentioned earlier. Like, is Grandpa Silas a ghost now, but like still like as like some kind of like revenant like phantom that's like still conducting work and like trying to like plotting Todd's demise and stuff like that.
I don't know. Read the title of this chapter.
It's regret.
Oh, the other chapter.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So almost like maybe the other like that one should have been regrets, and this one should have been revenant and regrets because this one has revenants in it. It has.
Well, it is revenant and regrets. That was my whole point.
No. Well, the one with the time skip apparently has revenant and regrets.
Yes. Oh, right. And then the actual revenant is before that.
And like in that story, the revenant could be the whispering spirits. In this one, there is both Jasper as this force ghost. Or no, not Jasper, Jarvis. God damn it. No,
I got you.
Yeah. It's Jarvis as a force ghost talking to Adora. Then we also have this like entity, the plague doctor entity, like Cynocephali, like there for a moment, like an apparition. And so like those could technically be considered revenants. And so like this story technically has more revenants than regrets. Or has reverence and regrets, whereas the previous one might just have regrets. So I'm calling for a switch of the titles, is what I'm saying. But I'll move on to the next thing. Todd's party, Adora blurted out. Someone needs to stop it. He's going to play a dangerous prank. Party's canceled, Brea promptly answered. According to the Hogan's Gap grapevine, little Prince Todd's in serious trouble with his sire after maxing out the credit card on some fancy decorations. And I read this part, I was like, oh, Gabriel Yell's gonna be pissed.
Yeah, my note is, no! I'll never get to see the party, no! It's the Are We Cool Yet exhibit all over again, no!
Exactly. And it's like, are we, like, and literally, like, my next note is, are we seriously not going to get the party shenanigans happen? Like, is the story literally gonna end with a fucking, like, fooled you?
Yeah, but no.
But then there's an update because there is apparently going to be a backup secret party according to Jarvis. So, also again, fantastical realism stuff. Just like according to the grapevine, according to the Hogan's Gap grapevine, little Prince Todd is in trouble with his sire after maxing out the credit card. It's like, and these are elf noble family stuff. It's just like, I love it.
It's so
elves.
Shadowrun as well.
It's so very Shadowrun. Sorry, Mikey. Wow. Moving on to the next thing.
Do you think we could at some point stop apologizing to Monkey, because I feel like he knows Shadowrun enough
only
now.
Only if we get around to actually like getting our schedules together and having Mikey over to play some Shadowrun.
Okay, that's fair.
That is the only time we'll be able to say we can stop saying sorry, Mikey.
Yes, is to understand it.
You hear that, Mikey? You need to come over more and hang out with us.
Come over, do your taxes, aka making a character in Shadowrun.
Yeah,
play.
Well, and I do have that Anarchy edition coming out, which is like a more like streamlined, like rules light version of Shadowrun coming at some point. So
that sounds weird.
What?
Because the whole point of Shadowrun is rules heavy, right?
No, it isn't. It's the play
that. There's like there's an entire system of how to swim and like dice that you roll to see like how good you swim in each direction. There's
rules upon rules.
Yeah,
it's a strange tapestry.
Out of all the, not that I've played a whole ton, but out of all the tabletop RPGs I played, it is the most crunchy for sure.
Yeah. Like, it is so crunchy. The creators of the 4th edition had to start their own company with blackjack and hookers and make Eclipse Phase, which is also crunchy, but they learned from their mistake and added some streamlined elements to it.
Yeah. It's like D&D is smooth peanut butter, Eclipse Phase is crunchy peanut butter, and Shadowrun is just a jar of peanuts.
Yes. Oh my god. No. And no. And Shadowrun is just peanut brittle. Like super the crunchiest.
Yes.
Anyway, moving on to the next thing I have. Lest the tangent police come after us. Oh, thank the gods. It was just a fever dream, right? Her voice was hopeful, but her head felt like it was caught in a vice. Her mother's smile was gentle as she stroked Dora's forehead with a cool cloth. Of course, darling. Like I said before, just a fever dream. You need to rest and regain your strength. We'll take care of everything here, I promise. So as I was like reading this and like, oh, everything we've dealt with so far is like all just been a fever dream. Like, who's Jasker? Or who? Wow.
Who is Jasker?
Yeah, who is Jarvis? Like, there's no, like, the witch mafia doesn't exist. What is this nonsense? And I was like, something tells me this isn't all a fever dream. Something tells me like either the family's hiding something, or some like brain fuckling magic is afoot. And then the next thing here is when Jarvis is talking to Adora again. He's far worse than any supervillain you've ever heard of, Adora. Jarvis's voice grew clearer, yet no less urgent. Even the witches didn't expect this. They thought they were just going to simply poison him and be done with it. Instead, they gave him a way to control the nightmares in this town. And if he gets his hands on that legendary burlap sack, he'll have the power to do something catastrophic. Something that could rip apart the very fabric of our world. Todd's got to die. Like,
But he's invincible.
no, I know, but like
he's going
he's
to be
gotta,
invincible. But
he's got to die by the he's got to die by the end of the story.
We shall see.
Also, I love how like it is I mean, not that like it was like straying away, but like I love how the burlap sack is finally like it is continuing to be the epicenter of everything. Like Todd is vying for control of the burlap sack.
Yeah.
Also, something that we brought up, like, because the burlap sack was created by Jasper's family, the Collinsons, as some kind of like a cursed weapon against the Winnikers. So again, like and like up until this section of the stories, we didn't have Jasper on the list of people that want to hurt or kill Todd, and now we do.
Mm-hmm.
For reasons that become clear with the whole like their families have been warring basically since the one relative died and was they were blamed for it. So, but moving right along. So this is like when like after they finally pushed like Todd out of the house and like they checked the flowers and stuff, or they're getting the flowers from him and such. Kirsty took the flowers with a forced smile, placing them. Placing them
smile. Is she also a Jedi?
forced.
I misheard that. That one's probably on me.
Yeah. Kirsty took the flowers with a forced smile, placing them on a nearby dresser. How kind of you to think of her, but as I said, she's not up to visitors right now. Perhaps you can leave your message with me. Todd's expression grew more insistent. It's really no trouble. I just want to thank her personally. Maybe just a peek through the doorway? And I was like, seriously, kill this elf. Like,
yeah,
kill this man right now. He's being so rude.
Like, at least just push him out the door. Like, get out of my house.
This is Swanwick. Just boot him out of the house. Like, but yeah, no, just like, God, like, we're really getting like Todd's like maliciousness in this, like just kind of like just below his facade.
Mm-hmm.
Like finally, because like in the previous section,
It's
like
Todd. I should leave. I should go.
All right. So my last thing for this section and for this story is when Grandma Brea and Kirsty are talking about like what to do and such. It's like, then go to Mama Elia then, or sorry, yeah. What the hell? Wait, hey, then go to Mama Elia then. That's a typo. Like what? Then at the beginning or the end, not both.
I mean, it's dialogue. Like
I know, but like, and I have, and I've been
repeated stuff like that before.
I've also been very lenient with like their dialogue because it definitely seemed like it had like a bit of an accent, like sort of like a twang to it a bit. So, but yeah, then go to Mama Elia then, maybe, but she might be too old for this kind of trouble. Besides, she's not exactly on speaking terms with the Winnikers after one of them shot down her husband with a Gatling gun. I almost couldn't fucking say that with a straight face. So, and I even have my notes. Pause for effect. Sure, why not?
Yeah, for me, I'm like, I'm sorry, what? That sounds epic. I mean, sad. I mean, a sad, epic tragedy.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like, you know what? It's totally in line with Hogan's Gap. Like, I feel like we've moved away from Curtisville, and like Hogan's Gap is way more wacky.
Mm-hmm.
Like Curtisville is, so again, it's like I said, I think in a previous episode, Curtisville stories, like stories that focus around Curtisville in this region, are more like kind of like being in Arkham in the Lovecraft mythos. Like it's regular humans and humans that do have some magical race like neighbors, but like the horror is a lot more grounded and like a lot more like weird, or like a lot more like kind of street level. Like it's not always in the know, and like there's regular people that don't have magic kind of dealing with this stuff. In Hogan's Gap, it feels like it is basically like it seems like it's more like more Shadowrun than Curtisville.
Yeah, like there was probably a news article of like earlier today, a dragon was flying through the sky and was gunned down by Gatling fire from the estate of the Winnikers.
Yeah. Well, like actually,
Unknown if this was in self-defense or otherwise.
hang on.
We're at 9.
Because we also learned Elia's last name now. We know Elia and Sully's last name is Mr. Ashburn, I think, is what they call it. They call her Mrs. Ashburn.
Possibly.
It's like so it's like the new so like the news anchor is like, and in other news, a day of mourning for the great Smai dragon, Mr. Ashburn, who was gunned down by the Winniker estate.
In totally self-defense, wink. I shouldn't say wink, sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. Or it would be more like it's a representative of the Winniker estate has released a statement saying that it was in self-defense and that the dragon should not have been in their residential airspace.
In their airspace.
And now for sports. But yeah, it's just like that kind of thing. I'm just like, it seems like that would just be like a regular thing in Hogan's Gap than you'd see in Curtisville.
Yeah, absolutely. Like if that was in Curtisville, it's like, what, really? What the hell?
Yeah, it's like, what the fuck? Oh my god. Yeah, like Curtisville's more subdued. I feel like more the horror and like the magical stuff's more subdued, but still a little like fantastical realist. And then Hogan's Gap is just full blown magical realism. Like that Pixar or Disney movie, like was it Outward or Onward?
Onward.
Oh yeah, it's that movie Onward is Hogan's Gap.
Yeah.
So yeah, but that is all I have for the R's. R. Mikey, he stands for evil.
All right, I have one more.
Okay.
For the later R. And the quote is from Todd.
Of course.
And he says, "Tell your mom thanks for the pie."
Oh, so the grandma made the pie. Sorry.
No. Well,
Nope.
This just came confusing. Because he's talking to Kirsty, I think.
Yeah. Who is Adora's mom.
Who is the mom?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, but the thing is, when I initially heard that, I was like, wait, does this mean that Odora's a mom? Because she's the one that got the pie.
What?
Well,
he said, Todd was saying, tell Adora
your mom
to thank her, like to thank her mom for it.
Yeah, I kind of thought it was like I guess that's right. Yeah, I guess he is saying like tell Adora, tell your mom thanks for the pie. Yeah, that's weird.
But he also might be saying, okay, he's saying this to Adora's mom.
Yeah.
And saying, tell Adora that her mom... Wait, was it her mom or your mom?
Tell your mom.
Your mom?
Yeah.
Tell your mom thanks for the pie. It was a hit at the house. Sorry, because of the Todd voice.
Oh, yeah, right. So, yes, he's referencing that... oh, God, what was her name?
Kirsty?
Yes, that she made the pie.
Yeah.
Based on that context.
Well, and she is a Cynocephali, so maybe she was the one that had poisoned the pie and such. Like
could have
somebody
been the steward that was in the mask.
Yeah, someone in the Gellert family, one of the Cynocephalis was in a plague doctor mask and poisoned that pie, and Todd is now aware of it.
Mm-hmm.
Or it just could be like an off comment, like maybe like Todd's just assuming that Adora's mom made the pie, like because that was gifted to him and his family. So yeah, again, obviously some kind of like it's a threat or like sort of like a threatening jab at the family as a whole. I think that like they know who poisoned that pie.
He might also be referring to Grandma Brea.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah, because if he's as he's leaving, he's looking over his shoulder and yelling, "Tell your mom thanks for the pie." He might be directly speaking to Kirsty at that point. saying, "Kirsty, thank your mom for the pie."
Yeah, especially right before that is when he sees the figure in the dark in the plague doctor outfit, right before it vanishes.
Which
So
may
that
have been Grandma.
yeah. So yeah, it's definitely like there's whatever it is, like the comment was definitely meant to be like a threat, basically.
Oh, absolutely.
Or
There's no question of that. We're just trying
Yeah.
to see who he's directing it at.
yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the problem that I have with this is that it's not clear, and with the previous 24-year scenario,
Yeah.
in the previous section, I'm feeling like a lot of these kids in school are in their 30s.
It's like television. Like the actors are 30, but like they're in high school.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's. I definitely think there's. Yeah, that first R section definitely kind of muddled things a little bit for us. I think
Mhm.
because I feel like we had even with this, even if we didn't have that with this section, we would have still had a strong grasp of who was what age.
Yeah.
Mhm. Anyway, that's all that I've left for the R's.
Okay, Gamer, what do you have for the R's?
I got some. Whoops, I forgot to mark that one off. I have none. No, I still have some. In the second part, I forget who's saying this, but speaking to Adora while she's in bed. And as far as how you got here, you took ill and wandered home in a feverish daze. Thank goodness Pipper found you and brought you straight home. He's such a good little watcher. Pipper hype!
Such a good boy.
Yeah, but
Also, he is. That's interesting. Like he is. He's referenced as a canid in the previous one, right?
I'm getting there.
Okay.
Like either way. So yeah, Pipper, hell yeah. Well, only having him mentioned like that in itself brought me joy. That the good little dog was helping people.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but with me, my favorite character is often the one who's not the most powerful or the main character, but the one who's just a little guy, or like the one who has like a specific bit that's his whole thing.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Like in Owl House, my favorite characters are probably a toss up between Hootie, who's like the weird / dumb owl hose, because that's basically what he is.
Yeah, the owl worm.
Yeah, and King, who's like the little dog guy with a skull mask.
Oh man, King is so precious.
Yes, he's the king.
Him and his little squeak when he like gets angry and like
Yeah, so intimidating.
oh god, yeah.
And like in
Yeah.
Avatar: The Last Airbender, my favorite character is Kai, the cabbage merchant. The guy yeah, his cabbage stall is always in the way of combat, and I love it.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I don't know why I always like those random like specific bit characters, but I do.
Yep, absolutely. They just like they're like the characters you're not expecting to fall in love with, but like they're just like amazing.
Yeah, just every time they show up, it's like hell yeah.
Yeah.
And then my next note regarding Pipper further, after reading up, right after bringing up that he brought Adora home, it's also revealed that Pipper is Adora's brother and also 12 years old. And that made me think like, wait, is Pipper not the same as Pip, the doggo man that works at the bakery? Because 12 years old is pretty young to be working. But then again, 30 years old is pretty old to be in middle school. So,
but also like Pip, like so I wonder if Pip is either just a short name for Pipper. Like we had this conversation earlier, I think.
I know, but this,
but here with this is like Pip was also the youngest employee. So like again, maybe Feyworld employment rules have a softer age limit.
maybe. Well, 12 years old for a dog, like he's pretty old.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
If that's how that works, but I don't know. I went back to the entry where the bakery doggo was brought up, and it was all Pip with no Pippers.
Yeah.
So,
Well, remember
I don't
Pipper was
know.
also in the kind of the flashback of the previous Halloween party with Liam and Lankus, I think.
Was it confirmed that that is the bakery doggo?
No, that was the same story, but we never figured out if Pip and Pipper were the same. It's sort of because like they do use like because neither one was like referenced as anything other than Pipper or Pip. So
Yeah.
it's
So
just
they
a very
might be
similar
different
name.
doggos.
Yeah, they might even be related. Like honestly, like they might
They might
like
be.
Pip might even just be another sibling.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Who knows? But what else do I got? I got one more. Actually, it's not really much to say on the last one. Basically, I'm just curious what the hell is going on with Jarvis, because he says like he's in a gray place that's like a limbo. So I actually really want to know what the hell they did to him. Whether
yeah,
they did that to him because of what Adora did by giving the pie to the ghost, or if that's the state he was already in when the Witch Queen said that he's perfectly safe.
yeah.
I don't know.
I think that might be like it could be because he's like not sure if he's in like some just like void or if he's in like a genie's bottle like on a shelf somewhere.
Yeah,
Something along those lines. So yeah, I wonder if like you're saying, like, was he actually killed as a result of consequences for like Adora not directly giving the pie to Todd, since the witches even warned her, we'll be watching you. And
yeah.
what does she do? Again, what does she do?
What I actually thought was going to happen was Adora would give the pie to Fiammetta,
Yeah,
and then like Adora would walk away, and Fiammetta would be like, "The Queen will know about this," and then she walks back where Adora came from. To tell
Yeah.
the Queen, like she was someone there that was just
It was a
meant to see if
test.
she does it right, and she immediately failed.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I thought was going to
Um,
happen, not that she was a spooky ghost.
Yeah. But yeah, so I'm not sure if like that's the case, like where he was just killed there and like now he's just like in this limbo space as a ghost, like the remains, or like you said, if maybe he's just being kept like in this limbo space for his safety.
He's in
Like,
Pokeball.
oh my god, yeah, he's totally in a Pokeball. That he's able to just astrally project to warn Adora.
Hmm.
But yeah, definitely like I hope we get some resolution on that. We find out what exactly happens with that. So
Although this story is like adding confusion, it is also like clarifying a lot of things. The only
Yeah.
thing that's getting muddied is the age of the main characters, which seems super important.
yeah, honestly, again, like the one thing that's dragging this down for me for it to be a from being a full recommendation is that second last section. The R is
Mhm.
for Revenant and Regrets, just because it muddies the water so much with like the timeline.
Yeah, I think it's probably the situation that you're talking about where like they age differently. So like that is the proper age that she would actually be going to school and
Yeah.
be in that grade. But there needs to be like something in brackets after it saying like a normal age for a what was she, a puka?
A Churka.
A churka. Oh, that's
Yeah.
the churka. You're right, the
Yeah.
puka's the other one. That's a normal age for that sort of thing to happen, you know. That would clarify everything because realistically that's probably the case. She is probably what you would think as someone that goes to middle school. Like that is the size of them, their thought processes and stuff like that. So I think we just need to kind of read over the 24 years like I did and move on.
Yeah. Or again, like if this is meant to be like a fast forward or like a flash forward to like events that happen like the aftermath of all the stuff like her years down the road that
Yeah.
needs to be more clarified.
Yes, absolutely. And considering all these start with timestamps, except
Yeah,
for
exactly.
years, because none of them ever have years, that'd be a perfect thing to say, like Tuesday morning, 5:33 a.m., 20 years later, like,
Yeah.
or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. Like, yeah, that gives us that 100%.
Hmm. But that's all I got for notes.
All right. We'll finish off with final thoughts. Weird, I know. Yeah, I wanted to give this a full recommendation, but that, like I said, that first R section sort of drags it down to a partial. It
Even
needs
with
some.
my head canon of just read over it and
Yep.
they're a fantasy race and that's the year that's the age they should be for that grade.
Yep, there's still too much like in there that just kind of like it just sort of muddies like what's going on. Like it kind of like pulls away from like what because up until that section, even with like without the time discrepancies and the age discrepancy, I was also just wondering like, what's this got to do with what's going on? Like maybe there is a point to it, like with this whispering spirits, but like it just felt like this was just sort of me. This was the part in some previous Curtisville stories and stuff where the plot kind of meanders.
Mm-hmm.
And up until this point, it had been going really well with like having a very like clear but complex narrative that you could follow along with.
Mm-hmm.
And then so I'm still left a little for this one specifically. I'm left with a partial recommendation on it. Because it was going good, real good, and it just I feel like that section needs to be worked out a little bit maybe. But things are still in motion. And I still want to check out the last Aberration series that's at least so far been posted. So like we have one more story as far as I know, unless MM Pratt has posted another story installment.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm curious to see where things keep going. So I'm still here for it. It's just that meandering and a little bit of gaslighting that was going on of like what's going on, like kind of bugged me a bit. But otherwise, I'm still here with a mostly positive partial recommendation.
Yeah.
So, Mikey, D stands for evil. Your final verdict.
Well, I'm going to Kiki's concert, so I can't really give this review.
I know you after. We all know like we have to support her after the Firewitch attack.
Yeah. Wait, that's two accidental references to Avatar because I also mentioned the Cabbage Guy.
Yeah. Have you been watching Avatar lately, Gamer?
No, not at all.
Yeah. So the Kiki concert thing just gets mentioned so many times.
Yeah.
That it doesn't really help the story, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And then
that needs to be trimmed.
the muddying the waters with the 24 years and whatnot just makes you go, well, how old is
should she be going to middle school? Like, what's going on?
Yeah. It just adds more confusion than is needed. So I'm still only going to give this a partial recommendation.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
And Gamer.
Well, for me, 3 went pretty good for me. While I also did not like the repetition of that, what was it, text exchange or was that a phone call?
It was a phone call.
Right, because it was overheard. I didn't like the repetition of that. That was kind of annoying, and the age thing, as we both said, or we all said rather, is confusing. But I accepted it more because, again, fantasy races, they might be in their 30s when they're in elementary school, for all I know, or middle school rather. So I'm willing to accept that. Although, like, I think that needs to be clarified so people get it.
Yeah.
So it needs a little bit of work here and there, but it was still a good read. So I'm basically going to agree with you, Cultist. Like, it's a positive recommendation, though. Like, it does need a little bit of work. So I'll also go to partial.
Yeah, and like we have already experienced before. Like, MM Pratt has gone back into her stories and like fixed like typos and stuff like that. We've seen that to the point where I have to now go in after I've done all my notes, go back and make sure none of them have changed leading up to the episode.
Just do what I do. Read the story the night before. You have the most up-to-date version and the most amount of stress in your system.
Exactly. So like these are all like quick fixes and like some things that could be altered. Like you can change things after the fact. So yeah, these are some things that like would just like these things can be correctable. Like it's not set in stone.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah,
but either way, the story was good, and I like that we're actually getting things explained out about the evil sack of nightmares and stuff like that. I was a little scared that we weren't going to see the party, but I'm hoping that we're actually going to see what's going to.
We better get like
actually go
even like a secretive like on the down low like party that ends up almost ruining the world. We better get that.
Well, what do you mean? The one that Jasper is doing?
No, they're both like it sounds like Jasper's doing like something to like conducting a ritual at his party to try and like ruin Todd, and it sounds like Todd is also trying to summon something. They're both summoning things.
Yeah.
With their parties. Yeah.
Are they both going to summon stuff, and then like those summoned things are going to have like a kaiju battle over the city?
Oh, that'd be so. I mean, that would be sick, but I don't think it's going to go that hard.
No, it's not exactly horror.
Yeah.
But either way, I'm interested to see what's to come of this.
Indeed. Okay, so I guess that's basically 3 partial recommendations, though like teetering to a full. It's just things need to be some things need to be clarified or fixed a little bit. And that'll do it for this week's episode. So if you like what you heard, or if you didn't, leave us a comment in the comment section below where this gets posted. Some of us are on Blue Sky. Mikey is at the E Stands for Evil, and I'm at Review Cultist. You can also send us emails at aldenterigamortis@gmail.com. That's ALDENTERIGAMORTIS@gmail.com, where you can also leave suggestions for other creepypastas, SCPs, spooky things. You creep it, we'll peep it. Yeah. And if you'd like to help support our show financially, you can go to Patreon. We have special episodes, early access, and extra content. To all our patrons helping support the show, thank you immensely. You're helping keep those hosting bills at bay. And as always, we very much appreciate that. And to our listeners and the authors of these stories, thank you immensely. Because without your listenership, it'd be like screaming into the void.
If you're like stuck in a void where you don't know if you're dead or in a genie bottle and you're having to force ghost out.
And without your authorship, writing and posting these stories on the internet, we really wouldn't have much of a show because we'd have nothing to talk about. So thank you. Now's a good time to mention that we are a part of a podcast network, Crit in the Night, an actual play and creepypasta podcast network. We're there alongside our sister podcast, One Less Die, and our cousin podcast, The Role Playing Exchange. Things that go crit in the night. Until next time, I have been your host, Review Cultist.
I'm Mikey, the E Stands for Evil.
And I'm the gamer in yellow.
And this has been Al Dente Rigamortis. Sleep well.